side a little more. A little to the left. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Are we live? No more talking about colored money, that's for sure.
Oh, money of color, sir. Jesus, you guys. What the heck? Yeah, we still gotta do our audio checks a little bit. I was fucking with stuff. Kevin, how you sound? Hey, Kevin, hi.
Hey, Matt. How's it going?
Very well. How are you?
I'm here.
You sound tired.
Oh, yeah.
You sound a little tired.
Tired. Been drinking all day. Fucking.
I'll do it. I thought you were at work.
No, I worked 12 hours yesterday, so I didn't have to work today.
Oh, good.
What about you, OJ?
I'm well, thanks. How's me mic?
It's okay. The more you talk, the better I can get it.
My mic quality is getting better.
Much better.
There you go.
Brando?
Keep turning them knobs.
I'm here. I have not played a lot of things today or this past week, but you sounded desperate
I was.
For-
Yes.
for a podcast, and I was like, I can go sit in a chair for a couple hours.
The man
And now
was
here we are.
ready to lose it.
Check. I can also sit in a chair. How are my levels? They're pretty
I
good.
got no ears though. What's
You got
going
no
on with my
ears?
ears?
I don't.
Which
There
one
you
are
go.
Now you got ears. The
Yeah.
jiggling of the cable.
Yep.
Fix the ears. All right.
Fixed it.
Fantastic.
All right, that's how I do.
Yeah.
I am a sound-matician.
That's what we call ourselves. Soundmaticians. Oh, we'll chit chat. Let's chit chat a little
Okay.
bit. Our stream just got turned on.
What do you
We'll let the folks file
want to
in.
talk about?
Day what of what is it now?
14 of 365.
Fucking 365 you're gonna go, hey?
Yeah,
Like 2
only
weeks.
300 and only 50 weeks left. So
First paycheck's
350
coming in.
days. Yep, should be. It's a big one. Let me tell you.
I seen those bits coming in.
Fuck, man, I saw that TV.
How
that
much
we
is a
want.
bit?
1 cent. I saw that TV that we want for $1,000 on eBay today. $1,100.
That one you guys
American.
keep talking about?
Yeah, new.
Which one?
The 55-inch LG OLED HDR.
It's $1,000.
1,100 Americans. So that'd be like probably
13?
$1,350 Canadian. Yeah,
Where?
on eBay.
Fuck.
Yeah. Get you one if you're looking for a new. That's a good price.
Yeah, that's a really good price. The ones I was looking at were almost $3.
Yeah, they were almost $3 when I was looking at them too. They're like $229 or whatever, and that was like lowest price ever.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey,
I want one of
Harambe.
those.
How's it going, brother? We're just waiting for the fam to file in.
Um,
Harambe, you're on lifeguard duty today. As new people come in, you got to tell them we're doing the podcast. We're gonna look at the chat during the break. You got to keep an eye on them.
Don't run on the docks.
what is maybe we can talk about this off air, but like what is the financial situation with what you're doing?
He is fucking
We'll
loaded
talk.
now.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about it off the air.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not
Anyways.
great. It's grim.
I get it, yeah, sure. But I was just looking at like the Twitch channel,
Yeah.
and then I see that leaderboard,
Yeah.
and I see what's her face. Hima is like at what 1,000 bits?
Like 4,400, I think.
Sure.
Yeah. So
And
like
I'm like,
$40.
and for whatever reason, I'm like, what the fuck? Like these are like worth dollars, aren't they?
cents.
And I'm
yeah.
like, holy shit! She's been putting. This is my thought process because I thought they were worth dollars.
Right.
Wow, she's forking over just a
She
shit
is
ton of
fucking
money.
Loaded.
Yep.
And then, okay, good. I'm
Yeah.
glad that she's not.
No. No.
She's very
Well,
generous still.
People are. No, yeah. People are being like crazy generous. Like,
Yeah, that's
I don't
awesome.
want to name any names, but there's some like donation stuff where you're like, oh, are you sure about this? Maybe
Should you not?
Maybe
Like,
think
isn't
about this for 20. This is a large amount of money. Just to
Isn't-
meditate on this.
Like the recognition, what they want?
I don't know. Maybe
Isn't the recognition
It might
we
be.
should give them?
They might just be nice
We
people.
don't want to solicit. You never solicit, right?
Do you want recognition when you
And a
pass
lot-
a homeless man on the street and you give him $1?
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah, I want that homeless man to say thank you for getting me $1 closer to a 2-6.
Homeless man, you better put my name up on your sign for the next until someone gives more.
At the 7-Eleven, I gave a guy $3.
Oh, is that the 7-Eleven outside my place?
Yes.
Yeah, that homeless guy is always there.
Sure, whatever.
He makes more money than we do, probably.
Probably, but
Lots of them do, yeah.
There's certainly
there's a
no
Kendrick
probably
Lamar
about that, I
song.
bet.
There's a Kendrick Lamar song that's called "What's a Dollar Worth," and it's about Kendrick going to South Africa, going to a gas station in his Lexus, and passing up giving $1 to a hobo, who turns out to be God.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
So he's
Yeah.
going to hell now.
It's fucking
Wow.
deep, you guys.
Did
What's
you
a
hear,
dollar cost?
Did you hear the big Kendrick controversy over the last week?
I saw something on Reddit. It
Yeah?
is something like, oh, you
More
guys
controversial than that?
totally passing up God. The thing where he's like, hey, Y'all can say the N-word or something.
No, he invited people up on stage to sing a song with him, and the song had, I want to say like somewhere around 17 to 20 N-bombs in it.
Oh,
Of course.
boy.
And he was very liberal in the people he chose to come on stage.
Okay.
And when one of them decided to sing the lyrics of the song, he like shut it down and like stopped the music and
Oh,
stopped
really?
the concert
Oh,
and
shit.
like
the
said,
opposite of what you thought.
yeah, and like made a big deal of like you just got to censor one word
No.
and you didn't do it.
That's
he
weird.
knew that was going to happen.
Everybody
He was
thinks
planning to shut
everybody
that
thinks it
thing
was
down.
staged.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks it was
Yeah.
absolutely staged.
You're getting worked.
I don't know if it was
Yeah.
staged like by the people who said it, but it sounds awful staged by him being like, I'm going to invite some of these white folks to say it, and then I'm just going to rip them a new one.
Entrap
Yeah.
them.
Fucking show.
Yeah.
But yeah, like the way that the entire show just stopped on a dime like
Yeah.
that was like people were like, "Come on, does that really happen?" Like all the music. I mean, it's a rap show, so it's all tracked anyway. None of the musicians in the background are actually playing their instruments. So
That's not true.
that's actually
That's not
totally true.
No, it's not. I went to a Kanye concert years ago, and there's a Gold Digger. There's like in the chorus, there's a lot of
Oh, yeah, there's a bad word.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
it's
can't,
a bad
can't
word,
say
yeah.
that.
and
Rhymes with
he was
digger.
like, "Hey y'all, come sing along." And white folk, this is the only time I'm going to condone this.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, complete
Still,
opposite.
still
Yeah.
not okay.
No, it absolutely isn't. And it's weird. And it's just,
I'd be like, I don't trust you, Kanye. You're going to shut your whole show down the second I say anything.
I'm just being a social media expert.
All right. Well, you do that, and I'm going to pass out these notes here.
Oh yeah, I was reading those.
Okay. Well, I can give you the first one,
Okay.
so you can keep.
He made
Doing what you do.
them. He knows what's
There's
on
one
them.
for you, Kev, and one for you.
Look at all these stories.
Kevin, just because I read them doesn't mean I know what's on them.
Uh,
All right.
I get
I
all
don't
this
remember the
stuff.
meals I've eaten, Kevin, but they've made me all the same.
Is
I've
this,
read I read the sheet when you put it up, and it was only this big. So everything else is new to me.
one of my favorite parts of lurking in the old Mad Eads stream chat of the last week was when Oliver came on and said, tell me what's going on, I can't hear, and then everyone's like, it sounds fine to me.
I have it on at work.
Yeah.
And
Just
sometimes,
volume down.
yeah, volume down, chat in a separate window, and I just go into chat with everybody.
Yeah.
So when I say hi, and yeah, I had to say it that one time.
Right,
'Cause
or I
think,
don't
like,
have sound, I think you said it, or I don't have sound
Yeah,
on.
you're like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't have
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah.
What's happening? And everyone's like, oh, no, it's working fine for me. I don't. You must.
I probably would have thought the exact same thing if the podcast before you hadn't been talking about it.
About
About
Yeah, about having it on at
I'm with
work.
you.
no.
How's work going?
Works fine.
Yeah.
Works easy. No.
Over the you got
I'm-
over that
I'm
hump
over that
fast,
hump.
eh? Jesus.
Usually only takes a week.
It took about 3 for me.
Well,
Wow.
I wasn't going to say anything. Anyone see Deadpool yet?
Yeah, I saw it today.
Yeah, I saw it last week.
It was alright. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was pretty good.
I'm going to go tomorrow or the next day.
It didn't. I don't know. It didn't blow my socks off. Like I like the first one more.
We,
But,
It was just as funny as the first one. It was just the same
Yeah,
movie over again.
I saw it in a completely empty theater. We were literally the only 2 people in the theater today. So
Yeah.
without the whole crowd laughing and me just being like, "Ha!" every
It's
now
like-
and again,
yeah.
it's like
Does Cable not add anything to it?
he's
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
he's alright.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he's
seems
cool.
cool.
He's cool. I wish I knew like more about why is he half robot.
Because
I think
just-
his mutant power is that he can
He's half a robot.
that he can turn things into metal.
it sounds
They
somewhat
I
right.
don't know.
Never go into any.
I
He's-
don't know.
He's just
Yeah.
a time traveler with a gun in that movie.
Oh, spoilers.
You know who he is, right? Do you know who his parents are?
No, I have no idea.
Would you like me to tell you?
It's
not Professor X.
I
But
don't
it's
know.
close.
I don't know. It's
Jon Snow?
Magneto and
No,
Jean
it's-
Grey.
Scott Summers and Jean Grey.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and he comes from the future, like a bleak future where the mutants are like struggling.
Yeah. Is Juggernaut Professor X's son?
Brother.
Brother.
Oh,
yeah.
brother. Yeah.
Brother.
I tell you, I got. Were you listening to the show, or were you here when I was saying I was getting into comic books?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, I didn't listen to that, but Bryce told me you were.
Oh yeah,
You're reading all the old
I got
Spider-Mans?
I got like Fantastic Four now. I kind of am jumping around
Crazy.
whenever I get tired of one. Yeah, there's no black people in those comics for
No.
a really long time. It's weird.
Even in Deadpool, they talk about how the X-Men is some old racist. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I couldn't do the line justice, but
Right. There's a villain in Fantastic Four called Hate Monger.
oh no!
And he's just a KKK guy. He's just, that's all he is. He's got the pointed hat and the torch and everything.
Well, I mean, at least they made him a villain, right?
It's true. Good sense, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Are you liking it? Are you liking
That's
it?
good, actually. I get, like, it's so good for work.
I
Like,
can't do those old
sit
comic
around.
books. Like, it has to be.
They're
like-
not, and what I'm doing is, like, I'm using, like, there's a guide on Comic Book Herald
Yeah.
where it's, like, eventually I'm going to get, they have a really, like, comprehensive guide about, like, oh, this is how you should read them starting in 2000 or something.
That's
like, and it's
exactly
kind of
how
a-
I started reading
Yeah,
them.
but they also have a guide where it's like, oh, if you kind of want some backstory on these guys, here's like the 25 best arcs of pre-2000. So that's what I'm doing now, which was like the original 38 issues of Spider-Man, and then it's a specific like 30 issue chunk of Fantastic Four I'm on right now.
So I imagine you're using Marvel Unlimited?
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
It
man.
is awesome.
Yeah.
It's a real good value
Yeah.
for that, if you're into that. I was talking to someone at work about it, and they're like, yeah, I just need to, like, have the books in my hands. And I was like, I kind of get that, and, like, even having a collection, but, like, what do I have to pay to read those comics
All
at
those
this
lots,
day and age?
yeah,
Like,
lots.
tons of money.
All of it. Well, you can get the compendiums that are usually
That's
like
true.
10 or 40 comic blocks
Yeah.
that are usually reasonably priced.
Is it just because you have like a lot of downtime sometimes?
It is. I was, like, kind of in between books and didn't feel like jumping in another big book. And I think it started, so I was kind of like reading, I kind of went down a rabbit hole after watching the Avengers movie, and I was like, I'd like to see like kind of some of the backstory on some of these people that I don't know anything about. And then then like the next day we did a story at a comic book store for work, and I was like thumbing through a whole bunch of comics during my downtime. And then after that I was like, I should get into some sort of comics, and I was looking at like ways to do it, and they're like, Marvel Unlimited
Yeah.
is like $10 a month.
That's
And
not
it's
bad.
like over 20,000
Yeah.
20,000 comics. So
sold.
Sold.
You guys all seen Avengers?
I
Yeah.
have.
Yeah.
You haven't yet?
are you going to?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very good.
I hear.
I think it's very good.
You guys can talk openly
I was
about it.
just gonna
nah,
say
nah,
if
it's-
you're reading the comics, just maybe skip the Infinity War comics.
Is it
Oh,
very
yeah.
1-to-1 with the movie or what?
I don't
Oh
think
yeah.
so.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Is it?
Well, not 1-to-1 because I mean the characters between the two are different.
But close enough.
But yeah, like-
the big
the-
thing is
the
still
thing that
the
happens
big
is
thing.
the- thing?
The arc that happens in the movie is like I went into the movie having read the comic,
Yeah.
so I'm like, everybody's like, oh, it's a 2-parter. How are they going to end it? What's going to happen? And I'm
Yeah.
like, actually, I could almost guarantee you how they're going to end
Yeah.
it.
I bet you even I would skip that before the movie came out because I do want to see the movie first. If
Yeah.
I got to the point where I'm like, oh, this is like Infinity War, like the next Avengers movie is probably going to deal with this stuff, then I'd stop reading. But I bet you the way I'm reading it right now, kind of looking at what's laid out, I will not get to that part
Yeah.
by the time that movie comes
There's
out.
a lot,
So,
eh? Like
there's
I've
a
seen,
lot of
I've seen
stuff.
those outlines on Comic Book Herald as well.
Yeah, like even
holy
doing
fuck.
the like top 25 arcs before 2000 will probably take me until like the winter, and then it's even more to read from 2000 to 2018. It's
Yeah,
neat.
there's a shit ton in Marvel. Like holy
Yeah.
shit.
Well, yeah, it's like if you read all of the comics that are contained in the Infinity Wars arc, it's something like 90 comic books.
Yeah, which is a lot. Like what they're like.
How thick is the book? How long did it take you to read one?
It takes me
one
about 20
novel?
minutes.
Yeah,
to read.
like 20 to 30
Okay,
minutes
that's not
for,
so
for one.
bad.
If I'm reading it like not distracted and actually just reading, going through, usually
That's
takes me
not how
about
you-
20 minutes.
You got to stop and look at the pictures.
I do. Well, I
Yeah.
stop and look at the pictures, but I also read it a lot when I'm like, I have it open when I'm watching wrestling. So then it's like I'll like look up for 15 minutes and watch what's going on, and then go back to it for the next 2 hours of the show.
The art sucks.
Which is bad.
Like
It's really bad.
pre
It's
1990s.
not bad.
I didn't like
It's
it. I
just-
didn't like them at all.
It's funny because before I like went looking for a good way to read these and just kind of picked one out of the blue, I picked Inhumans from
Ooh.
2000.
Inhumans is pretty good.
Inhumans is the only Marvel property that's ever lost money.
Oh, really?
I hear
I heard the show's not
yeah,
very
the-
I
good.
hear the show is
yeah.
shitty, but I actually did like the which ones did you pick up?
It was like 2008, and it was like a 12-issue monthly, like self-contained. Like I could tell when I got to the end of the 12 issues that it was like the
end.
story they were telling was done, and it was beautiful.
Is that
looking.
the one where like they're in their little
The
area?
dome, and
yeah,
then the humans are coming to
yeah,
attack.
that's a
and-
good
yeah,
series.
Yeah,
I really like that one.
yeah, and I did too, and it looked like really nice. It was drawn really nice, and then I went back and I was like, okay, let's see some of this older stuff, and like going from that to that, I was like, this looks weird. Like every now and then, like Spider-Man's arm will just look like it's like 7 feet long, like the way they draw him.
It's because of the angle. It's
Yeah.
you're looking
Yeah,
at
it's
him
the
from
perspective.
the perspective of the arm.
And
yeah.
they do a thing which I'm like catching on to now, but it's like if something's like in the foreground, it's like blue in those old comic books. Like they'll be like a shot from the top of a building looking at the scene below, but the guy's hand will be like on the ledge of the building, and his hand's like blue. And I was like, is that like Thanos or some blue thing? And then it'll like just cut to the opposite. And I'm like, oh no, that's just how you deal with like stuff that isn't in the foreground or in the background.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of those like little cues that they used in the old comic books that are
Yeah.
like the way they draw the frame
Yeah.
to let you know what's actually going on.
Right. And it's neat because there's like this kind of smart comic mode where you like when you open it up, it's got the page.
Yeah.
And if you double tap it, it'll go like
Yeah,
to
it'll
a
be,
screen,
Oh, I love that.
and it'll go like something like it's smart enough because whoever programmed it'll be like the best way to do this is to show you like this little corner with the words, and then to pull it all the way back to the
Yeah.
actual full thing. And,
It's actually a really awesome way to read comic books
Yeah.
because, like, you know how you open up a page and you can already see stuff, and it's not like a minor spoiler, but sometimes
spoilers.
yeah, kind of. This actually like guides you through, and then it will like pull out to show like a reveal.
yeah,
And I'm
it's
like,
neat.
yeah,
Like it'll
that's
just give you
awesome.
like cell by cell.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even like
That is
little
pretty
portions
cool.
of the
Even
cell.
within the cell, sometimes it'll be like the little, like the text in the very top corner of the cell.
Yeah.
And then you'll like swipe over when you're done reading the text, and it'll just pull out to the whole cell
That's very cool.
that the text was in, and
that
it's
kinda-
like,
They
it's this guy
they
saying it.
animated those things a little
Yeah.
bit. That's very neat.
It is.
Yeah, it's cool. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
You want to do a podcast?
Let's do it.
Okay. It's May the 28th, episode 227 of the Talking Reckless podcast. Welcome, everyone. Brando?
How you doing?
Oh, very well, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Yes, it's a very welcome, open community. Oliver Aguilar.
I'm here as well.
Fantastic to have you. And, of course, two-time Talking Reckless undisputed champion, Kevin Byer.
Thank you.
He was not disputed either time.
No, absolutely.
The least
yeah,
disputed.
I guess there was
the
some
least
dispute on the
disputed.
first
Yeah.
one.
No, there's no
what was
disputation.
the
Not for
first one
me.
again?
No.
The one where Bryce gave it to him.
Okay, never mind. Very disputed.
You didn't give it to
champ
me.
still.
One-
He literally
one-
gave it to you.
one-
You didn't have the burden of pressure because you didn't know you were competing for the belt.
Yeah. My name's Matt Eads. Welcome to the Talking Reckless podcast.
Everybody knows who you are, Matt.
You still got to say it because there's new listeners. You know,
we hope.
That's why we're so friendly because we got to trick the new people into thinking we're pretty cool,
Stay.
and then lock the door behind them.
The jokes in them.
Did you say get the jokes in them?
The hooks.
Oh, the hooks. Yeah.
And the jokes.
Yeah, and the jokes.
Just
The jokes are the
slam-
hooks.
Slam the jokes into them.
Yeah.
How's everyone doing? We're recording a little late this week, which feels really strange to
I know.
me.
It feels like late in the week, but early in the day.
Yeah.
I'm incredibly tired.
Oh, good. Yes.
yes.
That's what we look for.
But sometimes you get tired enough, you go back around to the other side.
That's right.
And you're kind of a little bit crazy.
Maybe like Oliver, you're right on the hump. You're on the top of the hump, looking
right.
down. You don't even realize.
King of the hump.
That is what we call you.
No, this is just a big nostalgia stream for everyone, or show, because I mean we used to record on Sundays all the time.
That's true.
Did we really?
That was
with
the
these
day
four.
that we always
yeah.
used to do.
I can't remember any of it. You know, it's like that.
I don't even remember when I started anymore. I remember
No.
the barbecue
million
where
years
you
ago.
invited when you were like, I'm thinking 7 people.
That was about a year ago. That
Yeah?
was just over a year ago now. You were
Okay.
on way before that.
I was
Yeah,
on way before
there was
that.
also
yeah.
a barbecue when we invited you to come on.
There was the original barbecue,
original,
yeah,
yeah.
just the four of us.
All great things are forged with barbecue. This
Fuck.
podcast is no exception.
We might need to go do a little hiatus.
Yeah,
Bring it
Just
back
so
with
we
the
can get a
barbecue.
barbecue.
barbecue, yeah. I went for barbecue on my birthday. It was fucking awesome. I had catfish for the first time in my life.
I was gonna go see Deadpool with you on your weekend.
Yes.
Or on your birthday, sorry.
That's correct.
And we made this deal when we were. I was drunk. I don't know.
Also,
you
I
were
was
also drunk.
Yes.
At the Rock Band stream.
And I distinctly remember you saying. I distinctly remember me saying, "I'll make a note in my phone so I don't forget."
Yeah.
And you distinctly were like, "You're probably gonna forget.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna forget.
Yeah.
We're probably gonna forget."
And then Matt texted me like at a point where it was too late, really.
Yeah, it was like we
Based on
were
when your
like we
stream
were gonna
was.
go on Wednesday or whatever,
Yeah.
and it was like already Wednesday.
And he sent me a message being like, "Hey, I totally can't do Deadpool," and I was like, "Oh, yeah, me neither."
That's too bad, man. Maybe
Yeah.
next week.
Yeah, you totally should have played it up and like, oh man, I was like on my way to the
Deadpool
theater.
shirt on.
I'm
and
stoked it's your birthday. Oh.
used my Deadpool toothbrush this morning.
The only reason I remembered was because a relative texted me and was like, "I got us 2 tickets to Deadpool for your birthday." I'm like, "Oh, I got a 6 birthday."
Not gonna work.
Yeah, I saw Deadpool. It was pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah,
I'll see that.
I always go into them thinking that I hate the like fourth wall breaking comedy, and then I come out realizing that I really they do it well. They do it really well.
I thought it was like a hair too much in the first movie. Like they did it like maybe 2 or 3 times after I was like, okay.
Have you read any? We were talking about comic books before this whole show started, but bringing that back, have you read any of the Deadpool?
I have not. I haven't even seen him. I read an annual in Fantastic Four, which was Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Woman's wedding, and it was like there had to be 40 different like comic book characters in there, all like running in and fighting each other, villains and heroes, just in the middle of the wedding. And I was like, who are all these people? These are like some really the Trapster, like these some stupid ass villains.
It was funny because when the first movie came out, I didn't even know who Deadpool was, and then the second movie came out and had Cable in it, and I'm like, I know who Cable is, but I don't know who Deadpool is. I don't know who Domino was, or
what's her name?
Starscream or whatever.
Megasonic Teenage Warhead.
Yeah,
whatever.
Like,
The
are
big
these
metal
real?
one was in X-Men.
Colossus.
Colossus
Yeah,
is the only one we recognize.
He was like the merging of the worlds character. Like everybody knows who Colossus is.
Yeah.
He was in X-Men 2.
Yeah.
The best X-Men.
He wasn't Russian until the new X-Men stuff, until the Wolverine stuff.
I mean, he was supposed to be
Yeah.
Russian the
Yes, but
entire time.
he was just an American kid, I think,
Yeah.
in 2. In David Hayter's X-Men 2.
Either that or he just had a really bad accent.
I thought David Hayter did X-Men 1.
2.
I think he did 2.
Who-
I thought
Was-
I thought like the really comedically bad line was about the lizard guy, and he was in 1, wasn't he?
Oh,
No.
you might be right.
I don't think
Did
so.
he do
Somebody
what,
needs to
what
check
happens
that.
to a frog when it gets hit by lightning?
Yeah,
No.
frog. I thought the frog guy was in 1.
to everyone.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
might. Now that you say
No,
that,
I'm gonna stand by
Okay.
Dave and
I
say
don't
that
know.
he's
Who did who did he play?
no. He
He
wrote.
wrote it.
he's the screen.
Oh.
He did the screenplay.
He
yeah.
did not write that line. I'm standing by this man.
No. Okay, is
We
that
should
what
have
you're
asked
standing
him.
by?
We
Yes.
should have asked
Okay,
him.
but it was 1. It was X-Men 1.
No, he wrote 2,
Okay,
or at least like co-wrote it or had a draft of it.
but did he write 1 as
No.
well?
This is a fact-based podcast.
Those
We'll
are
find the
3
facts.
very different things.
Just the
Wrote
Toad
it
Man.
or co-wrote it or had a copy
Yeah,
of the
it's
script at some
it's
point.
something.
He didn't. He did the screenplay. That's different than writing it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, well then that's 4 different.
What is that?
things.
Is that like writing the comic book?
Let's see.
Yes,
David Hayter.
basically exactly like writing the comic.
David
book.
Hayter.
Anyways, while he looks that up, if you're gonna read the same like sort of like reading order that I had seen, it starts off with some Deadpool,
Okay.
and I couldn't make it through.
The Deadpool wasn't your
No,
thing.
I didn't
eh?
like it. I didn't like it at all.
I don't know if I'll like it either, because every now and then they'll even drop something in like the old Spider-Mans I was reading where it's like, what kind of name is that? Like, are you some sort of comic book villain? And I'll be like, okay, I'm putting this down for a while.
Okay, he was a writer. He was a writer on X-Men. First
Okay.
X-Men. He was a
there
writer
you go.
and an actor apparently.
Really.
Who do you
Yeah,
play?
I
As
am
in
not sure.
unlisted.
Some bit role. Also a writer on X. Wait, is X2 is not.
X2
Yeah,
is
X2 is
X2.
X-Men
Okay,
2.
also a writer on X2.
Crazy.
There you go. I
He
only know
may have
because
wrote
of
that fucking frog line.
I-
Man. My world is shattered.
I only
The line
know
is
because of the
great.
frog.
Probably sounds
Same thing that happens to everyone else.
What happens
Blame
to
Halle
a
Berry.
frog? It probably sounds better in Snake's voice or whatever.
Yeah. He said it out loud to himself, and he's like, "Oh, it's fucking gold."
Genius. some of the people on the stream saw him at London. I don't know if it was Comic-Con or some expo this weekend. David Hayter was there, charging for autographs.
As you do. You gotta
make money.
paid.
I get it. I
Yeah.
get it. We had the conversation of like, everyone there is probably there for Metal Gear. Who wants to see him is there for Metal Gear, right? Because is anyone like, I loved X2. You're the please sign my whatever.
Can you say that frog line?
Yeah, exactly. But like the last time he played Snake was 10 years ago, almost to the day. 2 weeks from now will be the 10-year anniversary of Metal Gear 4.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Bruce
Flies.
Campbell still trades off. What's it called? Doesn't he?
He's still
Evil Dead.
He made a new.
He's
There's a
in the new Evil
there's
Dead.
a new
Sure,
Evil
yeah,
Dead,
but I mean, like even before that, though, he was.
he's still working.
Hey, I'm Bruce Campbell of
And-
the Living Dead.
And maybe
off
it's just
of
because
whatever.
I don't follow Dave anymore because he's not Snake, so kind of who cares? But kind of who cares?
Yep, fair.
You know, like
Yeah.
who would pay 50? I am probably the biggest David Hayter fan this
I
side of the Dixon
feel-
line, and I don't think I'd pay $50.
I
for
feel
an
like
autograph.
he would probably give those away, but because everybody else insists on charging money, he's like, well,
He's not going to give him away.
He's got to get paid.
So what was he? Was he just walking around like a convention
does-
center?
no,
No,
he
he
was,
set up
he was
a
like
booth.
he was like set up like one of the guests that come see David Hayter. He's signing autographs.
Yeah. See, I feel like that should be. Well, I mean,
Would
there's
you
probably
pay
mo-
$50 for a David
I would
Hayter
not pay
autograph?
$50 for a David Hayter autograph. I would expect the convention center to pay this guy
Enough
to sit
that-
there and give me a free autograph.
I'm the biggest.
That's how
autograph-
Bret Hart would do it,
Yeah.
and that's how David Hayter should do it.
I feel like he wouldn't, and just because yes, everybody else is charging for it because that's how they earn their money is like okay, I guess. I mean, he does fucking podcasts for nobody shows
No, yeah, totally. No, he's
for free.
He
Spends hours on these talking to nobodies.
Yeah, he's building his. Well, he's. It's hard not to sound so shitty, but he's trying to hang on to the Metal Gear clout a bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I
Though-
mean,
I don't think he needs to hang on to that. I think he'll
neither do I.
always have
Oh,
that. Yeah.
he's my Snake until the day I die.
Yeah.
He realizes why people are his fans.
Yeah.
Like, people are fans because of Metal Gear. They're not fans because of anything
Right.
else he
He
does.
wrote the
I'm just
first
saying.
2 X-Men movies.
I think I might be the biggest Metal Gear fan in the world, and I would not pay $50 for a David Hayter.
I'd pay
autograph.
$50.
Nah, I mean, I had him on my
What's he gonna-
podcast. He's not all that.
Was it like a headshot? Was it a what was he signing?
I think you get him to sign anything.
whatever he
probably.
brought, yeah.
You know what? Maybe I would bring that. Well, no, because I don't even have anything from Metal Gear. I've got an Acid artwork.
Because
Biggest Metal Gear fan in the world,
you know.
and he doesn't have a single thing from Metal Gear.
I've got like action figures and shit, but nothing. I don't
you
have
have
any
like
posters.
a hard copy of Metal Gear 4.
Oh yeah, I guess I get him to sign
Yeah,
the
get him
game.
to
That
sign
makes
that.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I would want to put it away forever, and I still play Metal Gear 4.
You got it digitally now.
Yeah, get a new copy.
I don't have it digitally.
Oh really?
Yeah. Where? Tell me about this magic where you get it digitally.
You can get. I assumed PS3 had Metal Gear 4 digitally.
You assumed wrong.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I just thought everything by that point had a digital.
No, PS3 didn't go discless until like late cycle PS3.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah,
because it came out in
and Metal
2008.
Gear
So,
Solid
yeah.
4 was like super early.
Yeah, 10-year anniversary. That's so crazy. I remember you and I sitting in your truck.
I just want to
reading-
pause you for a second.
Okay.
And let you know that you claiming you're the biggest Metal Gear Solid fan in the world did
Yeah.
not go unnoticed.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
just not gonna
well,
dispute
I
it.
just want.
I was gonna say because you kept looking right at him when you said
Yeah, I
it.
know.
I was like, "What's going on, Kevin? What's going on here?"
Earlier in the day,
But for the sake of not arguing,
I sent Oliver a thing about how like, hey man, I'm starting to buy into this Death Stranding's Metal Gear thing. Let's put on these tinfoil hats and fucking go
It's
down
not-
this hole.
it's not a Metal
He's
Gear
like,
thing,
I
it's-
don't. I'm done with Hideo's bullshit. He's lost me
it's
forever.
not a Metal Gear thing. It's a Death Stranding thing.
It's a Metal
But
Gear.
maybe the like tired of Hideo's bullshit is the most like big Metal Gear fan thing you can say.
Yeah,
Where
maybe.
it's like
But after that video, which we should plug right here,
everyone
they
watch
could be one and the same.
What is it? You
I'm
should
starting
tell
to come
everyone who listens to our
Yeah,
show to watch the video.
I'll put it in the show notes if I remember, which I probably won't. I don't know. Can you maybe find the name of that? 'Cause I
yeah,
linked it to
you just sent it to me.
But there's a okay. If you want to get down the conspiracy hole theory with us, there's a 38-minute video about look at all the ways that Death Stranding is syncing up to Metal Gear, and
There's a lot of ways, and
yeah.
they're all really good.
I've always like
What did you send this to me on?
on our Slack, on the TR Slack. Listen, it's funny to buy into, so I've always been like, yeah, it is, just to kind of be an asshole. But now I am really starting for real to think that, yeah, it might be. There's a lot of similarities. This isn't an accident.
It's by the Tomb Portable.
There you go.
And it's called Death Stranding is MGS Zero Theory.
Yeah, and it's 38 minutes long. And,
Jesus.
And it is full of gold. It is full of fucking gold.
It went by real quick for me. I'm like,
Yes.
I was like riveted.
Chills.
Actually,
Continuing
Yeah.
to read the title, it says The PT Lie, The Abandoned Child, The Sorrow, Dr. Clark's Movies,
Oh, it's so good.
which I assume are pieces of works that he,
Dr. Clark
That he-
from Metal Gear.
yeah, some of his threads that he's tying together there.
Was that Paramedic? That was Paramedic, right?
Yeah.
Speaking of Metal Gear, I played all of Metal Gear 4 Guns of the Patriots this week.
You put your hand on that guy's wiener.
I put my hand on that guy's wiener twice because we died, so I got to
Yeah.
do it again. I think we might have got to do it 3 times.
I think you only did it twice.
Yeah, I died a lot.
Yeah,
What?
especially
I died a
early
lot.
on.
There's a part in the beginning of the game where you're sneaking through the Middle East, and there's a statue of I don't know, it's like a
Statue of David looking thing.
yeah, kind of like a Roman statue with a penis, and Snake can. There's one missing, so Snake can like strike a statue pose, and his camo goes like rock, so he looks like a statue. But because he has to touch whatever he wants to look like, he grabs onto the statue's dick. And if you do it enough times, the dick breaks off, and he like, and then he gets depressed because he broke the dick off.
And this is a pretty good game.
It's the greatest game. It's the greatest game. Having played Metal Gear 4 in 2 days, again, it is the greatest game ever made.
Do you like it?
Yes.
You still like it?
Always has been the best. The best there ever was. The best there ever will be. Oh, it's so fucking good.
It's good.
It's a fun game to
so
watch.
Yeah,
fun,
Somebody
too.
it's totally
Yeah.
like easily watchable because
Yeah.
I was sitting there, and you were playing through that Eastern European part. And I'm like, this part fucking sucks.
It's the worst
And
part
that
of
is
the
the
game.
worst part of the game.
Yeah.
But like everything else, I'm like, holy, this game is so good.
It's oh man, it's crazy. Like kind of unlike anything has ever been.
Yeah.
And people were
So far.
People were filing in during the stream, being like, "I've never played Metal Gear. Can you give me a quick recap?" I'm like, "Oh,
It's not gonna be quick.
nope."
Were there people that were there fans of ours that was their first time?
Yeah,
Yeah?
there were.
How much of it did you watch?
I watched enough to realize that David Hayter is a hack,
Come on.
and
so
Kiefer
good in that
Sutherland
game.
is the better Snake.
Old Snake is the best Snake.
I'm surprised you managed to keep a lid on that during our whole David Hayter chat. And then if we would have just left it well enough alone.
I can't believe that people look at that and think that looks good.
I mean, he's not like for me. They're like, who's the best voice actor? I would never say David Hayter.
No.
I'm like, no, David
Troy
Hayter
Baker.
is this iconic voice of this thing that everything he said was just like, that's such a fucking stupid line, but you said it's so cool. Like,
He just sounds
It's his-
like a
it's-
douchebag. He sounds like a douchebag the entire
His delivery
time.
and the whole situation
It has to grow
surrounding
on you. It's,
Yeah.
it's an acquired taste, very much. I remember a time when I thought that voice delivery was. I still think that voice delivery is kind of fucking stupid.
No way.
I'm gonna say what you said with a question mark back to you makes
Yeah.
me fucking insane because he does in 4 especially. He does it so much. We
but
should have
at
kept
that,
the counter.
At that point, it was his trademark.
It
By the
was.
time 4 came around, so
Nano
yeah,
machines.
I-
Gear.
I specifically remember Metal Gear Solid 1 playing through that way after the fact, and
Yeah.
the only thing getting me through that game was like, I just want to see the next like dumb David Hayter spy scene,
Yeah.
like random bullshit, like decoy octopus has been dead the whole time, and I'm like, whoa, what?
That
Because it's certainly not this game that I'm playing for.
4 is so good, and there's so many secrets and tidbits and things. Like we found new shit. I played 4 probably 10 times, and I found. After Laughing Octopus, there in the forest, you can find this plaque of handprints of all the developers.
Oh, you never seen that before?
No,
Oh,
and
crazy.
you can like get it as camo if you lie down and get the octo camo on
Yeah.
it. And
After that laughing octopus fight where she unmasks, and then you have to get her to follow you for like fucking 5 minutes or whatever.
yeah, you do it with all the beauties.
And then you can make her dance. I knew that like it would go into that weird like white landscape thing,
Yeah.
and you can take pictures. But I didn't know you can make him fucking dance.
Now did I? I looked that up before we. I was like Metal Gear Secrets because I want to hit
Oh, yeah.
everything and not forget all this. And yep, I learned that as well.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It's so good, man. Like for the first time ever, put the controller down on my desk, and Psycho Mantis fucking moved it both directions. Like, oh, that game is so fucking good. It's so anime. It is. It's
very anime.
Yeah, and it takes a while to get there too. It's like Act 1 through 3 is kind of, it's kind of tame.
I feel like Act 1, 2, 3 is really good the first time you play it, and then you play 4 and 5 and they ratchet it up so much that the next time you come around and watch you play Act 1, I was like,
Yeah.
I remember this being like fucking crazy. And this seems really not crazy, but I think it's just because those last 2 acts hit so...
They're nuts, man.
Yeah.
It's just
Shadow
it's,
Moses and then
it's all fan
Outer
service.
Haven.
It's just
Yeah.
the, like
So
a
good.
fire hose full of fan service. Like, remember everything you've ever seen about Metal Gear? And it's so fucking good,
Raiden
man.
fights one of the Metal Gears.
Yeah. And then Raiden catches Arsenal Gear.
Yeah.
The fucking
that's
the
fucking
Metal
good.
Gears fight.
Oh, and the Metal Gear. Yeah, holy
Yeah.
fuck! I missed that.
Liquid falls out at the end and does the whole Snake does Fox and he does the die and then ha cha 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 like just kidding and fucking dances out to the boat, soft shoes out to Arsenal. It's so good.
I can't come with you on the journey that Metal Gear Solid 4 is the greatest video game of all time. But that old man fight at the end between Snake and Ocelot is one of my favorite things I've ever played in video games. When they stab each other with the needles.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so good. If you've never played or seen Metal Gear 4, the entire video is up on the entire game is up on the Twitch channel. It's so fun. It's so fucking fun, and it's a great like. For the most part, we're quiet during cutscenes. You know, like
Just sitting back.
that
and
is
watch.
one of the few games where like I just need to sit here and
it all in.
oh, it's so good. It's so good. Johnny shits his pants.
Yep.
And then fucking turns it all around. They're loading each other's guns at the end. Oh.
It's a good place for Warren to jump in for
Yeah.
his first taste of Metal Gear.
Did he watch
right
any
when
of that?
right when Johnny shit his pants.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's very good. Liquid is the ultimate heel. He really knows how to work the crowd.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah. What's everybody else been up to? Or AMA Metal Gear 4?
I've been doing a whole lot of nothing. I put more hours into God of War 4.
Yeah,
But I don't have any really good stories. Just killing more ravens, fighting more harpy or Valkyries. That's kind of it. I still want to platinum it, but it feels like it's going to be more of a keep coming back to it.
Yeah, I
than
got
platinum it.
free minute here and there.
When at first it was like I'll probably just play this until it's platinum and then move on to something else.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same as you.
Is it all doable? Easy.
It's all doable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There-
There's probably some reasonably tough like battle arenas, like arena fights
Some,
where
of,
it's
some
like
of the Valkyries get pretty tough, don't they?
yeah, a couple of them. I haven't run into one yet, but maybe I haven't hit the hard ones. I haven't run into one yet that took me more than like 3 tries. With like if you have a resurrection stone.
Yeah.
But some I think on what's a fireplace called Muspelheim or something?
Muspelheim.
Muspelheim.
Something like that.
There's some like combat arenas, some of which are like don't get hit once or would just stop and reset. Those seem like they'll be the hardest things, but totally doable.
Getting good at that combat then?
Yeah,
You have
I
to be good at
love
that
the combat
Yeah?
now. Yeah, it clicked on me around Alfheim when I was playing through, and I started to really get how to chain everything together, and started using like the parts of my tree that I've like the specifically the like what, stance changes.
Yeah.
I started using those
They're
more.
weird.
They are weird, but they like anytime you use one of those stance change attacks, they're good attacks.
Yeah, the idea of don't hit a but like pause in
Right,
a God of War
pause.
game is really unnatural.
Yeah.
That's sort of what's getting like. That's sort of what's throwing me with this combat because I just want to keep mashing.
Yeah, it's
and
way more
fucking-
deliberate now.
Yeah.
Where it's like you get to the point when you're doing these hard arenas where you're like, I know that if I do my full axe combo, which is like hit 4 times,
Yeah.
hit the button 4 times, then his health will be halfway down and his stun will be 3/4 of the way full. Then I got to throw my axe at someone else, punch him a couple times, that'll stun lock him, and then use your grapple, which does the animation that'll finish him off. So it's that kind of thing that it clicked once for me in Alfheim where I started to get it, and then it clicked again for me after I beat the game and started kind of speccing my gear and knowing which attacks were good against which people. And now it's like it is the revelation I have not had since the Batman combat was first good, where it was like, oh, I can do this like 20 enemy fight without getting hit. And hearing the fucking head dude, what's his name?
Mimmer.
Whenever you're fighting, and he'll just be like, "Oh, look out behind you!"
Behind you, brother. I like when he cheers you on. He's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, that was a good one, brother." You're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, like pat your ass because that's where he
Yeah,
lives."
if only I could see.
All the like post game interactions of God of War are still totally amazing to me, where they
Yep.
have so much VO for once you finish the game.
Yeah. That's the stuff that God of War did, I think, best out of everything they did well, was like make sure that there was not a whole lot of that, like just seeing the video game right through it, where it was just like, oh, this would make way more sense if I had done this a long time ago. It's like, no, we thought of that. We wrote a little bit of VO, so it makes sense that you're doing this after you've killed Baldur or something like that. Oh shit!
You kill a kill a god in God of War. Yeah, it's boy, is it ever a good game. It's sitting right on the top of my game of the year list so far.
It's true.
Number 1 with a belay.
Are we doing that spoiler cast? Now that I just did it.
Listen, I got infinite time. It's up to you. It's up to the people with jobs.
It's true. You're not going to be there, are you?
I don't know. Maybe I'd like to be part of that because that would be fun. But it's just like it's
power,
really not grabbing me.
Power
Let me ask you something about the combat.
How far are you?
4 hours.
You passed Alfheim?
I'm halfway up the mountain.
Okay, you got. Did you get
into the black shit?
Did you get the thing to get through the smoke? Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So I went into the face mountain and I'm in the fighting in the mines and then the fucking elevators that go up.
Haven't even traveled realms yet, then, right?
Yes, I have. Yeah.
I thought the Bifrost was the thing that parted the smoke. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you're pretty
You
early.
go-
So
you
I
get to
passed
the-
Alfheim.
You're still very early.
I know.
You don't even have Brother Mimir yet.
No.
Okay.
Brother Member's really good.
I think
You should probably
Brother.
at least get him.
Yeah, Brother. The game really. You just get another character with you once you get Mimir.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, here's all this like flavor for the world and new stories for the boat and context for what the fuck is going on.
I'm into it. It's just it's not like I'm not hard pressed to like keep going back to it.
Yeah,
And
you're really early in the story.
And
still.
yeah,
Like first third.
Detroit just came out, and I'm more like I've only played a couple hours of that, but I'm already like enraptured into that world too. I'm reading the fucking magazines and seeing how like California and Miami are flooding.
Yeah,
and I'm like, oh, that's fucking crazy.
People
And
are
they have
fighting
this
over the
weird
Arctic.
subway that goes from Manhattan to LA in like 2 hours. Mm-hmm. Like that's super interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Yeah,
I mean,
You want to talk about Detroit?
we can talk about God of War more. I had a question about combat. What are those? What do they call it? The runics, L1 and R1, R2?
Yeah.
Like, is there like a best one to have, or is it just kind of like
No,
your style
they're all,
of thing?
yeah, it's all your style. Like there's,
I'm overwhelmed by those because like they all seem cool, and I can only pick 2 at a time.
For me, I found that, so I was doing a lot of the side stuff too, so I'm not sure how it'll play out with you, but my level was always kind of high enough relative to what I was fighting in the story mode that I could kind of put anything on and be okay through it. It wasn't until the end game where it was like, okay, my biggest problem here is that these people attack too fast. So I need like the one of the very first runics you get is like a thing where you like shoot a blast of light out and stun someone. And I ended up using that for a long time because it was just the most handy.
So is it something that you'll just switch out according
totally.
to
Depending
the situation?
Depending on what's going on. Yeah, now I don't use all of them. I usually have like 3 depending on what I'm fighting. But
So then, like knowing that, if you haven't been actively upgrading those, like how does that work? Like, because I feel like I want to put all my XP into one of these and just get adept with it. And
I can only speak to as someone who did a lot of the side stuff too, but I found that by the time I got to the end game, especially, it was like, oh, I should use this one. I should go back and use this runic. It would really help me, and I have more than enough experience to just bang bang level 3, like just catch it up with everything
Is
else.
3 the max?
Yes,
Oh, okay. Well, that's not so much. I thought it was like
but it's
up
it's,
and up and
it's
up.
like an exponentially bigger experience to go from 2 to 3 than it
Yeah.
is from 1 to 2.
Yeah, because again, it's so overwhelming to me that like if that happens and I'm like I need to use that one runic from early in the game, I'm like fucking I don't want to like.
That's why I think it's so good that they have the videos there, because it's just like sometimes I'll just like stop, like if I'm struggling with something, I'll just stop and like look at them all and be like, that seems like exactly what I need.
Oh,
I'm going to
that's-
use that.
All right, that's interesting.
And eventually you have enough of everything to upgrade everything. Like minus, there are some rare, like, oh, to get the highest level armor, you need these rare materials and
Yeah.
a special thing. But like eventually, money and experience are
Yeah, I
no
imagine
issue.
that works like that because I have a lot of like experience to upgrade my attacks. But I'm only doing one at a time because I feel like if I start upgrading this whole tree, I'm not going to know to use like each and everything.
You'll
And then I'll just be forgotten.
eventually you will very quickly have the entire tree upgraded and XP to spend on nothing. Like
Really?
it's not a huge deal.
You'll have 20 different attacks and probably use 5 of them like I do. And
They give you options. They give you options.
I'm gonna be.
You should just stick to the story.
I'm like super impressed with like Captain America and the way he fights.
Yeah.
So I've been specking my guy to
Shield?
God of War to be Shield.
you want that thing to be able to like bounce off 6 people? Because you
Yeah.
can get that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
oh,
think
yeah.
I've seen that.
Or the axe.
The
axe.
axe can.
The axe
Yeah.
you can, yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
I
the
don't-
shield you
don't-
can't throw.
yeah,
a
you
shield.
don't throw
Yeah, that'd be pretty dope.
We're gonna do a God of War spoiler cast whenever we can get the people together.
Save some of it.
Yeah, we
Save something
should.
for
We
them.
should have enough. We talk a lot about God of War on this podcast now. But soon, it's coming soon. Oliver, you should power through the story. You have a lot to go, like a lot. I think Mimir.
What did you say? The first third?
Yeah, I think Mimir is about the first third, if I remember.
So what? Isn't okay? This is gonna be super naive of me, but I'm like, I thought the quest was to bring the ashes to the top of the mountain, and apparently
to
it's
the
not.
to the highest peak. To the highest peak.
Okay, to
Yeah.
the top of the mountain.
Not the highest peak.
Am I just being naive?
Not
Yeah,
the-
no, say it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're almost done. You're almost done.
you only got the other half to go.
Yeah. Let's bounce over to Kev before he falls asleep. Kev, what you been up to besides yawning, champ?
I've been
Charging
up to-
$50 for our autographs.
Well, I won the championship again
Yeah.
on
I was there.
on our Rock Band stream.
I would like to officially congratulate you. I
Thank you.
recognize you as our undisputed champion.
Yes, it was truly undisputed.
You fought with honor.
Yeah.
There you go. So we did it in the middle of the Rock Band stream when everyone was good and drunk, and Brando came up with the rules as he was the former champion.
That's right.
So we played. Singer got to pick the song.
Right.
Everybody played on hard. It was me, Eads, Brando, and Warren. And we cycled through the instruments. Everybody on hard, and then we totaled percentages of notes hit for the song, and then whoever had the best average won the title.
Right.
So
Best total. I
best
think.
total. Yeah.
I guess that would have been the same.
Yeah,
Because it's
same
divided
thing.
by 4. Yeah.
Exactly. So Eads was up first in singing. I don't remember what you sang.
Green Day.
Holiday?
Yeah, I think it was Holiday.
Was it
I think I
Holiday?
saved
Yeah.
Holiday because I sort of knew something was coming.
Okay. So yeah, and I was drumming on that song.
Also, I would just like to apologize. I tried to bleep the word. I'm going to say it. I won't say it starts with an R. And it ends with tarded. And I meant to bleep it, but there were so many things going on that I sang it as
See?
loud as
I
I
mean-
possibly could.
When somebody invites you to sing the song, you just sing the
You
song.
just gotta sing the
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
That's all that happens.
Whoops.
Lucky we didn't turn the Xbox off right then.
But yeah, then I was singing next, and I did "Come Down" by Bush.
Yep.
And during my song, I made the comment that, oh shit, I should have just picked like a talking song.
Yeah, one
Like,
where the singer
'cause
just
there's
literally...
There's a bunch of them in Rock Band
You
where
basically just have to make sound.
yeah,
at
and
the
make
right
throat
time.
noises and
Yeah.
do whatever you want.
And most of those songs are like crazy death metal songs, which are very difficult on the other instruments.
yes.
There seems to be a bit of a correlation between easy vocals and difficult instruments.
So yeah, when it was Warren's turn to pick his song, Eads and I were on the guitars, and
I was on the
Brando was
drums.
on the drums.
Yeah.
And the song that Warren picked was a talking metal song.
Mm-hmm.
The guitar part that I was doing wasn't that hard.
The bass was also not that hard. I just suck.
But the drumming was, 5-star death,
Yeah.
skulls.
Couldn't even come close. I think
Yeah.
I got 60 something.
Yeah, like 60-some%. So
Yeah.
you knew.
That was it.
You
I
knew
was
you were
done.
done.
Yeah.
So you got back at Warren when he was on lead guitar,
Right.
and you picked another metal song.
And this one, also, first of all, I had never heard of. I was just going down the list looking at the difficulties for all the songs. Still couldn't tell you what it was called. And I picked one that is like 5-star devil horns on all 3 instruments and then 0-star difficulty on vocals. And I was just like, it was more for Warren just to make it hard for Warren. But I guess in hindsight, I was making it equally hard on everybody, particularly whoever was drumming, which I think was you,
Yeah.
Matt Eads.
Of which I am probably the worst at.
Of which I think we're all the worst at. Like even Warren, who is
Yeah.
is probably the best drummer here, is probably worse at drums in terms of like getting percentages on high difficulties than anything else. I just think
mean
it's the hardest instrument.
I am the worst drummer by
Oh, I see.
fucking insane mark. Like, it is ridiculous how much better you guys are at drums than I am.
So then after that, it was kind of me kind of humming along at something that is not so difficult that I can't just kind of watch you guys play your instruments.
Yeah.
And I kind of forgot that Kevin was even that close. I thought Warren kind of had it in the bag.
Well, it was me and Warren were kind of neck and neck. I think we were really close to each other going into that song, and it was close to the end of the night, so we were all tired. And Warren, I think, had a little bit to drink over
Yes.
the course of the evening.
Yes, a rum or two.
And
As one does.
Yeah.
and he told me that I have to move over because he's going to sit on the couch and play.
Yeah.
And so I look at it, I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna
is a competition.
This is a competition. I'm gonna stand right in fucking front of you
Yeah.
if you're gonna sit on the couch like that."
Yeah.
And
true.
so I decided that I wasn't going to start the song standing in front of him.
Right. But we were prepared to pull
But
that card.
I was prepared to pull that card if I needed to.
It's true. He told me later that night of
Yeah.
like, I was watching Warren, and if he got over a certain percent, I was just gonna fucking take him out. I was
Yeah.
gonna take him out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
so
funny.
I'm standing beside him playing bass, and bass, it's 5 Devil Stars, but it's still bass.
Sure.
So
Yeah. Bass on hard. We
Yeah.
did everything on hard because we thought that would kind of close the gap
Yeah.
a little bit. Because you guys, you don't play on expert on really anything.
I'm very bad at
except for
everything
singing.
except singing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
we
true.
thought that would kind of make it more close
Competitive.
till the end because
Yeah.
you can kind of peak at 100. You can't get above 100, but if you play on expert, you can get a real low score and just be fucked.
But yeah, so a lot of the notes that I was missing was because I was actively looking at Warren's screen to see what his multiplier was.
Yeah.
And if I look over and see him at 4, I'm like, oh shit, he's getting up there,
Yeah.
he's hitting his notes. But every time I looked over, he was at like 2,
Yeah.
sometimes at 0. So
Missing
I'm
a note
like,
here and there.
yeah, I don't think I have to do it the jerk way and just stand in front of him and fuck the guy over.
Yeah.
So I waited until the very end of the song, and then I got in front of him a little bit just to get it in there.
Make him sorry for telling you to move over.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, so the belt's
New
home.
champ.
Yes,
champ.
back where it belongs. Spray paint has been polished
you
off.
cleaned
I
off.
see. Finally.
Yeah.
Cleaned up,
Did you
spray
actually
paint.
clean it?
Oh yeah,
Okay, good.
scrubbed her off.
I
Got it.
put that tape on and then immediately took it off to see if it was leaving a mark, and I was like, "Oh, it's fine." And then when I took it off after like
3
a
weeks
week,
or
a month
fucking
and a half
way
again,
longer.
it was just like, "Oh, yeah, there's still a lot of stuff on there."
Yeah, it turns out the
Oh,
tape
well.
makes things sticky.
Yeah.
Not my problem, I guess. Here you go, Kev.
We made it out of adamantium, so it's pretty
Yeah,
much
there you go.
indestructible.
I
beautiful
just
belt.
cleaned it with some acid, just poured acid all over it, made it nice and
Threw
beautiful
it in that
again.
volcano.
Yeah.
It was, in terms of how I came up with that, it was either that or do exactly what we did with 4 random songs that were just hit random once and
Yeah.
play the instrument you get.
No, it was a fine way to compete. I felt
Yeah.
the competition was fair.
Yeah.
Man who played with honor won. I'm happy with that.
That's right. And Warren played within the rules.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No, yeah.
We went in there with very, very loose rules on honor and the like.
Every league needs shit heels.
That's right.
We've got ours.
Yeah, we decided that, Brando wanted to make it an honorable competition, but it wasn't written specifically in the rules, so
It's true.
there you go.
I was gonna sing Miley. I was
would've
gonna
been
sing
great.
I
Miley.
was ready. I
Yeah.
think I might have won if you sang Miley.
I
Yeah,
actually
you would've
think
had a chance.
Because I was
that
just
was
rumming. That'd been
the
easy.
only time that we've gone through a Rock Band stream that you haven't
I was
sung
just
I think
gonna
Miley.
say-
I sang Miley after.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I don't
100%,
know.
100% after or before, because I know it was on the playlist.
You
I
did
remember
sing
seeing
it?
it.
Okay.
And I sang it
Okay.
because I said one of your guys' names instead of Leslie.
Worried. That was. Whew. Almost thought we got through a stream without hearing it.
No,
Yeah,
Is
it
this
was
never.
bad.
Miley Cyrus?
Miley
Yeah.
Cyrus.
They have Miley Cyrus on
They have
Yeah.
one Miley Cyrus song. I
Which
believe.
one? Which song?
See You Again.
Unfamiliar.
The last time I freaked out, I just kept looking down. Sisters stuttering, ask me what I'm thinking about.
Oh, no.
You've heard it enough song. You should sing it one day.
I literally know it from you
I
singing
know.
it so much.
You did a haunting rendition of Paradise by the Dashboard Light with a female.
With a real girl.
With a real girl.
A real girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
It was.
Who
It was the best,
Yeah.
man. Fuck.
The Like the beginning, because there were some parts where like you could tell she wasn't sure exactly where she was supposed to come in.
I
and
started
everything.
like coach. I'm like, okay, you're coming.
You gotta come in here.
Yeah.
But that like the first part where you guys are both singing,
Yeah.
sounded so good.
I know she was incredible,
Yeah,
man.
she's a very good singer.
Who was all there? Like, there were some
So it
strangers.
was
when I
all
was
the
watching.
all the regulars,
Yeah.
and then Brandon Monchuk, who might as well be a regular
Yeah.
on Rock Band nights.
He's a rock band OG.
Yeah, very tall man. And
tall man.
Toby, who is
Of the Toby and Warren.
Yes.
Warren
Okay, I
fans.
thought so.
Radio host here in Edmonton.
And then his girlfriend,
Yes.
Okay.
Cat. Yeah.
who I believe is definitely from Manitoba,
Winnipeg?
possibly from
I
Winnipeg.
think she's
Yeah.
from Winnipeg. Yeah. She like props to her. So it's always a little weird when new people come to a rock band night because
Yep.
like we're pretty fucking hardcore.
Yeah.
And
We're
B,
into it.
yeah, B, rock band night when we're streaming
Streaming,
it is
that's
like
what
a
it is.
whole nother level of hardcore.
Yeah,
and she
absolutely.
she was right in
Just
there
jumped right in,
immediately.
yep.
It was amazing.
You just have to sing once.
Yeah, totally.
Once you sing that first one, and you're like, "Oh, this is fine."
Yeah.
That number wasn't like 20%. Yeah, I got like an 80 on this. This is fine. This is fun. And then you're in.
I love rock band. So I like karaoke, but the rock band's a great way to do that.
Yeah. I think we might be the only handful of people in the world waiting for that next Rock Band game.
Yeah, they're
There's not
they're
gonna
honestly
be
No,
one. No.
never again.
I heard more songs from the network are coming back though. Creed, there's some Creed showed up the day after we played, and,
Oh,
and Warren
fuck.
loves Creed.
Yeah, he'll sing some Creed.
Higher is one of the songs.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
And he sings it like in a comic Creed voice. Yeah.
That's the one that's always on those Hardy Boys.
Yeah,
Montages, right?
Creed has been a part of many pro wrestling documentaries or tribute videos. Was what?
Nothing. We summoned him.
Oh,
What else you been playing, Kev? Yeah, you won the championship at Rock Band.
Yeah, I started a new. I don't think I've been. Yeah, I think this is the first show since I've started a new game on my Thursday stream.
Yep.
So we're playing my greatest game of all time.
Oh, shit.
Final Fantasy VI.
ooh.
Yeah, we're one session in.
What's the name of the stream? What's it called? What
Figured
and
it out?
Dangles?
Yeah, we figured it out. It's
pretty good.
I don't remember who recommended it, but it was great. Phoenix Down and Dangles.
Isn't it
Phoenix Downs?
Phoenix Downs.
and
'Cause it's
Dangles.
more than one
That's
Phoenix
actually
Down, right?
really good.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
I said, am I pronouncing it right? Diabolos?
Yeah.
I said Diabolos and Dangles, and then Kevin's like, Diabolos isn't in this game. He isn't. He is in that game. I looked it up before I even said it. I just didn't want to take the wind out of your sails on Phoenix Downs and Dangles.
Phoenix
He's not
Downs
in
and
that
Dangles
game.
is really
He
good.
is in that game. Yes, he is.
Kevin holding strong on his
The
belief.
only
We'll
reason
see.
I knew he was in it because I was literally like,
We'll see.
Final Fantasy VI, Espers. Do any of these start with D? Yes, one fucking done.
Yeah.
It's crazy how you even looked up Espers. How'd you even know to look that up?
I was on a show with Eric, so I know of Espers.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, we'll be picking that up again this Thursday before taking another hiatus.
Is this 2 weeks, right?
Think it might just be 1 week.
Is the lake trip next week?
No,
So
the
week
week
after.
after.
So you won't.
Oh no,
be
wait,
here
no, I
that
have 2
week.
weeks. I have 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then a week off. Yeah, I keep forgetting how time works.
Here, here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, I picked up Wizard of Legend just yesterday
Bryce was playing that.
and was playing that a bit.
Yeah.
I think he talked to us on the podcast 1 week about that.
Now, is
Yeah.
that a rogue like or a rogue light?
It's a roguelike.
Okay. Is it a rogue light? Is it a roguelike light?
I would say no.
Okay,
I don't know
okay,
what the
good.
difference is, but
No.
no, it's like a legit roguelike. There's 2 types of currency you can get. There's gems and there's gold. Mm-hmm. So when you get gold, you can spend it during that run. When you get crystals, you can spend it in between runs to unlock stuff for future runs, kind of thing.
Okay,
Gotcha.
I'm with you.
Makes
Yeah,
sense.
like the first couple times I played, I had no idea how any of that shit worked. So I was just like going through the game and like, well, did I unlock it or didn't I unlock it? Kind of stuff. But then when you kill bosses, you unlock spells and stuff as well. And I don't know how many. There's different spells. You can have 6 active at a time.
Oh wow.
And there's different relics you can get. And most of the spells can become, I think all of the spells maybe. Like, I don't know, I haven't played enough of it. But they can all become enhanced, which is like an upgraded version of the spell. So there's like 150 some spells
Wow.
that can all be upgraded. and there's like 100 and some relics that can all be. Actually, no, they can't be upgraded. Never mind. But yeah, you start with one relic and your 4 basic slots of spells per run, and anything you have unlocked, you can swap out in between runs. So you can pick what you start a run with.
You can pick the relic or spell that you start a run with.
You start with one relic every run.
Of your choosing?
Of your choosing.
Okay.
Of the ones you have unlocked.
Okay.
And you start with 4 spells, 1 basic, 1 dash, 1 spell-ass spell, and 1
weird.
ultimate-ass spell.
Okay.
And then you can also get different wizard robes, which do different things. The red and the blue are the ones you start with. Mm-hmm. They do nothing. I upgraded and unlocked a lighter blue that gives me increased health and increased defense.
Is it just called lighter blue wizard robe?
I think it was called the Vigor robe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they all have crazy-ass names like that.
Yeah. Is it, like, are you finding, like, Binding of Isaac style, I got this item and I don't know what it does?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
You go, there's usually 1 or 2 stores in every dungeon, and there's 2 dungeons and then a boss fight, and then 2 dungeons and a boss fight, 2 dungeons, boss fight, and then the end of the game. I have only beaten the first boss, the Frost Queen Freya, I think is her name. And, yeah, the other bosses. I've never made it to the fire boss. I've made it to the earth boss and lost a couple times.
Shit.
But, yeah, it's fun. It's,
What's it on?
A lot
Is
of,
it on everything?
lot of
It's on PC.
side-eyed glances at that boss being called Freya or not.
Oh,
yeah.
I see.
Why is that? Is that a thing?
Prominent-
She's the
prominent god of war
She's the
character.
god of. She's the Norse god of nature.
Maybe trees.
Ice?
Lo-
I would say probably the god of ice.
Not no
Yeah.
Not
Balder.
on this.
Oh no, Balder's the god of summertime.
The fucking gods in God of War in Norse
Aren't even
mythology
gods.
are stupid.
Aren't even gods.
Did they like not?
It's the god of
no
thunder,
clear defined.
And then Modi
then-
and Magni, who are the gods of fucking nothing.
the nephews of thunder.
Yeah, like nothing. Sorry.
Is that like a god of war?
Yeah, it's
yeah, there
you,
is. It's-
Kratos.
Well, it's Tyr, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't actually know who it is, but sorry, carry on.
So yeah, as you're fighting these Binding of Isaac style enemies, you're filling up a meter, and when your meter fills, you get to cast the ultimate version of one of your spells that you picked. So one of the slots that you start with is your ultimate spell slot, so that when your meter fills, you select that spell and it
Kill all
creates
enemies
a
on screen.
super version of the spell kind of thing. Yeah. So they start you with like a fireball, which is standard.
Yeah.
The one I've been rocking lately is this shock shield that rotates around you and kind of prevents you from getting hit and knocks enemies back when they hit the shield. And when you cast the ultimate version of that, you get 2 of them that spin around you.
Shit.
Fuck yeah.
Double the fuckery.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, there's like tons of stuff like that. You can poison enemies, you can freeze enemies, you can start them on fire.
All different element types.
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds like there's like a lot of random. A lot of random. A
Yeah,
lot
I
of
mean
different
it's
things to discover.
It's just like Binding of Isaac or Rogue Legacy or any of the games like that. It's the whole fun of the game is going through and shit. I have 200 gold and I have 5 relics that I can choose from. I don't know what any of them do.
Yeah.
So do I throw my gold away and buy one and hopefully it's good for me, or do I not and save my stuff? I bought this one relic that was called a pinwheel, and I'm like, that's probably pretty cool. It probably does a whole bunch of stuff for me.
Yeah.
Turns
It'll
out
at least
it
look good in my garden.
yeah, exactly.
Blows in the
Turns
wind.
out it increased the damage of my air spells, and I didn't have any air spells.
Womp womp.
It's the kind of thing that once you hear, you're like, oh, of course it does.
Yeah, but I mean, there's exactly right. But there's so many of these relics that, I mean, I'm not gonna remember them when I play. I'll remember a handful of them that are really good.
Are you to the point where you're using the wiki yet?
Oh no,
No,
never
never used it.
Absolutely not.
Really, even like Binding of Isaac.
I never used the wiki in Binding of Isaac. I never used the wiki in Rogue Legacy.
You're hardcore. You also had like fucking 200 hours of Binding of Isaac or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
I remember getting into this podcast. I feel like when I first started listening to it, Kevin talked about Binding of Isaac every show.
It's a timeless game. Wizard of Legend was that game.
Yeah, and it's
Wizard of Legend.
cheap. I don't remember if it was a $20 or $30 game, but it's cheap.
Somewhere around there.
$20 or so, yeah.
20 Canadian. I think it's like 15 American, something like that. It is cheap, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you like roguelikes, you'll easily get 30, 40 hours out of this one.
Yeah. I played all of Detroit Become Human. Now that I'm streaming full time, it's like I can pseudo review games. Ask me anything about 6.5 out of 10.
Okay,
6.5.
Yes.
that's not bad.
That's okay.
Actually, not. That's
It's not
bad.
great.
That's
It's
bad.
not great.
That's
I
not
mean,
bad. That's what
I'm
I
not-
got on my drums on
Okay,
that fucking song.
I sort of.
That was
Okay,
bad.
I would like to. I would like to use the out of 5 scale. Having said that, I would like to give it 3 out of 5.
3 out of
I'd like to give it
5.
3
That's
out of
even
5.
worse.
That's even worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like it. I'd like to. I like out of 5. And I'd like to give it 3 out of 5.
Yeah, you're right. It is worse.
Yeah.
Okay, rank them.
Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna say of Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and Detroit Become
Yes.
Human. My favorite is.
Don't fucking say Heavy Rain, because that game is not good.
Aren't you playing that
I
right
am
now?
playing it.
It's Beyond,
But it's
I,
rough.
I think I'm wrong in like I like Beyond because I like the paranormal.
Yeah.
It
I want
it
your-
hits
I want
me.
your
Yeah.
rankings,
I
yeah.
like Beyond number 1, Heavy Rain number 2.
Wow, really?
Definitively Detroit number 3. Like very obviously
Like you could
bottom
squeeze
of
a
the
few
pile.
games in between.
Yeah, I'd rather replay Heavy Rain, having played it a million times and watched Oliver and Amber play it. This might work better if you guys kind of ask. Like, I don't want to spoil anything,
Yeah.
right?
Okay. Are they doing anything different than the first two? Is there any like
No,
systems?
a little bit. It's very much like move the left stick to interact with things.
Yeah.
Quick time events are going to come at you. There is kind of a like Batman detective scene mode.
Okay.
Of I'm going to freeze time because I'm an android. I can just pause time and like take in my surroundings.
You're deciding when to do that?
Yep,
Okay.
yep, and they're very in your face about like time matters, time matters. You got 4 minutes to say like the opening
Oh, I would fucking hate
mission
this.
that we've always that we've seen in E3 and all that stuff is like the android who goes crazy and takes the girl hostage,
Right.
And you got 4 minutes to get her out or whatever. It like I
don't like that I can't like push against all 4 corners of the screen and make sure I'm not missing anything.
Yes, you can.
Because I have to worry about goddamn time.
and unlike Heavy Rain, you can't go. So you'll have 4 dialogue options, 1 on each face button. You can't go through them all. You'll get maybe like 2 of them, and then the scene will move on.
Fuck.
I like that. I like that tension and the urgentness that brings.
So do
because
I.
that
Yeah.
first scene is very good, and I played it once my way, and then I'm like, Amber, you got to play this game, and I watched her play it her way. I'm like, holy, that ended off like quite different.
Yeah, and like they do. So you get a flow chart at the end of each chapter now,
which is super interesting.
Yes,
I
it's
love
fascinating.
That seems up my alley. Yes.
And I haven't done it, but I think you can use it to go back to individual points on the chart to
And
see
kinda
how your
fill out
decisions.
the missing
Totally,
areas.
Yeah,
totally.
Okay,
So
that's
you
neat.
don't have to replay every chapter, which is a nice quality of life thing.
How's it look?
It looks amazing.
Yeah,
as
this
as
game
a
looks
technical
really good.
showpiece, it is the performance capture and the performances themselves are very good.
You're still playing
some
on-
actual acting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some really good acting.
You're still playing on OG PlayStation, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Not a pro.
I'm a broke ass Twitch streamer. I cannot afford a fucking pro.
I think this game looks really good.
Yeah, as a technical showpiece, like God of War and like Uncharted, they get the Sony magic juice apparently, where they just make it look
Yeah.
better, and it looks really fucking good, and that goes a long way, like a really long way.
There's not much else going on in the game for them to have to
yeah, like there's not.
cut corners on the visuals,
It's
right?
true. It's
Yeah.
true. Everything is visually, I think, very polished. Even down to like the footprints in the snow are better. Best footprints in the snow. Detroit Heavy 2 Human.
Oh fuck, God of
Better
War
than
had
God
that.
of War. Better than
Better
way
than God of
better.
War?
Oh,
God of
way
War
better.
had it for a while.
God
Oh.
of War was incredible with the footprints.
Yeah.
If you look closely enough at the God of War ones, you can see where they like
There's some
fudge
trickery.
you can see the trickery. The heavy
footprints will stay
Detroit
there
are
forever.
fucking real ass footprints left by real androids.
Let me tell you how I played this first interrogation scene. Not interrogation, but like the hostage scene.
Yeah.
And it's not a spoiler for you guys, so don't worry about it. But one of the... What's up?
Nah, carry on. Sorry.
One of the androids goes deviant, is what they call them when they
Yes,
go bad.
it's their version of rampancy.
Because he finds out that his owner is planning to replace him. So he shoots the owner and takes the girl hostage. And this is where your character comes in, Connor,
Who is
Replaced
also
him,
an
replaced him
android.
too late.
who's also an android. And so, yeah, he's scanning the scene and like putting things together, and he's gathering up information because he needs to talk this guy off the ledge.
Yeah.
Literally.
He literally is standing on the edge of a building with a gun to the daughter's
on
head.
his toes.
Yeah.
Which is like...
How do you deal with that?
Yeah, it's like very tense. Like, and I've seen this scene before, but playing through it, I'm like, holy fuck, this is tense. Anyways, you walk up to him really slowly, and you're kind of like, there's a hurt officer on the ground, which I helped, but that further aggravated him. Plus, there's a fucking helicopter, and then there's loud sounds, and he's super tense. And they give you a probability of how it's gonna go, and mine was already super low because of helping this guy and the helicopter there.
That's the only time that probability thing
Really?
appears, which is one of the main issues. Yeah, that's an issue I have with that game. That's the only time that thing.
Sound of a bubble
I
bursting.
remember,
Totally.
I remember watching you play, and there was a point where you were chasing a suspect, and you could have chased after the suspect or saved your partner.
Yeah,
and that gave you a probability.
You're right. You will
thing.
get, but that was just like that wasn't the whole situation. Because this is like the probability starts here, and as you talk, it's going up and down.
Yeah, and
those were like.
The more information you gather.
Do you want to save a dude? He has an 80% chance to survive this. Do you want to save him, or do you want to let him take his chances?
But the thing is, like, do you know if that 80% chance would have changed if you would have failed any of the quick time events leading up to it?
I assume it probably would have.
Yeah,
I
there you go.
think.
So what's
okay?
yeah,
So
that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Sure, they play with that
So maybe-
dynamic. That
okay.
thing becomes different. It becomes a stress meter sometimes. It becomes a percent.
In this one, it was like very much so a thing where I find out the android's name, so that increases my probability of success.
40% or whatever.
Yeah, and it's active and it'll like go down. I'm taking too long because I'm watching the TV screen on the fridge, and like I hear a gunshot on the side, and the cop is down.
That first
and,
gunshot scared the
Yeah.
shit out of me. Holy fuck!
And then like the police chief is yelling at me, and now my thing's going down. I'm like, okay, I guess I better talk to this guy. I got up to the guy and I'm talking to him. And I'm taking the hard edge, and I tell him the truth. Like, you murdered somebody.
They're gonna shut you. They're gonna decommission you.
They're gonna decommission you. Like, this is the truth. Like, you made that was your own fault. Yada yada yada. Do not hurt this child. Do not make this worse for anybody else. And then the deviant android's like, well, here's how it gets worse for everybody else. And then like falls back.
She died.
Listen. There's a quick thing. It gives you the timer to respond, and it fucking went quick, and I just just instinct push like square, and that's the one where I think it was like sacrifice yourself. And so what happens is like he dove, he grabbed the girl, threw the girl down, but like fell with the guy.
Yeah.
And in like that flowchart at the end, it gave me the skull. Which means my character is dead.
You killed Connor on literally the first scene?
Yeah. So I'm actually super curious as to how that would have played out. But now we're just playing on like Amber's game.
Yeah.
Right. And Connor's still around?
Yes. She managed to talk him down
So I
like a good cop.
A
Again,
woman's touch.
like
Yeah.
I don't know how much I want to say about it.
Yeah, you don't have to say much about anything, but I mean, like, would that be the end of Connor's?
No.
Okay.
I also, in a different spot, had a skull for Connor, and it is not the end of Connor's story.
No.
These are androids whose consciousness can be uploaded to a new body.
Yeah, so
And
I imagine that's how.
And
It is.
It is. Nothing has any consequence. Well, so only for reasons that they get into, only Connor is... Theoretically, this would only happen with Connor.
Yeah,
because
like,
he's
Kara
on the
is
level.
just. But I mean, it tells about how Kara, like Kara's first scene,
Kara.
is that she's back in the shop, and she was repaired because she got into a car accident.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I guess that's a thing.
They wiped her memory. So the stakes are low in a way that like death means nothing, kind of, and it's like the problem that Battlestar sort of got into. I don't know if anyone's... It's so similar to fucking Battlestar about robots who look exactly like humans, and maybe some of them know they're robots, maybe some of them don't, and the whole how does society deal with that? And it's the same thing of like, well, if you can just make another Connor, like whatever, fucking kill him 10 million times, who cares? And some of that stuff really rings hollow. All that said, how much have you played?
Up until the end of the scene where you are Marcus, and he's dealing with his owner, the artist guy,
who is the android from Alien, from the movie Alien, which is very fucking cool.
It's a very cool touch. Yeah. Bishop. Yes.
I know.
Crawls. He gets ripped in half, right? He gets cut in half or ripped in half or something. Yeah.
And which one? Third one, right?
Alien 1.
One. Isn't he only in?
Two.
I think he's in all three, isn't he? Pretty sure he's in all three.
Probably not if he gets
anyway,
ripped up. in
I've only
two.
seen him the one.
Two
I've
is the
only seen
one where
movies
he
the
get
one time.
that's that same fight with the loader.
Yeah, that's in
And
three.
then-
That's
Is
in
that
three.
three?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Time flies.
Yeah, no kidding. Anyways, yeah.
Okay, you're pretty early still.
Yeah, very early.
Yeah, it starts strong, and like those scenes are fun to play and seem really impactful and are very cool. And then you, like all these games, I mean, Heavy Rain maybe had the strongest ending of the three recent David Cage games, which is a sort of fuck thing to say because that game didn't end all that well.
No, but it was impactful.
Yes, and you got closure.
Yeah.
The story had a very clear definitive end.
The problem with Beyond was that it became, instead of like a girl and her ghost,
It became
It became
Save the Universe.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was
and,
my problem
And
with
this
it.
game very much goes the same way.
Ah,
They're a lot better about telegraphing it. Of like, this game is about the Android uprising or not, and they get into that very very early. They seed a lot of like mystical bullshit that they
no, really?
so the one that really burned me was they're constantly referencing this RA9 throughout the game. What is RA9? You're investigating crime scenes and androids are writing it on the walls, and you talk to them and you're like, what is it? What does RA9 mean? And they're like, RA9 will set us free, yada yada yada. And you finish the game and they never ever 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 address what RA9 is. They just it's like somebody watched Lost and saw that thing with the numbers, was like, oh man, we gotta make this mysterious. I don't know, RA9, yeah. They'll all say it a bunch, and then they never.
Back of their mouths.
Yeah, it is constantly. It is the most reoccurring theme in the game, and they never ever make good on it. And so, having finished the game, it was like, okay, well, maybe I just missed the story beats somehow,
Yeah.
which that would be shitty writing to let you totally fucking swerve
Yeah.
around. But maybe I did.
Yep.
So, having looked it up,
Did you read all like the magazines and stuff? Or
Oh,
you
yeah.
like looking
Yeah.
into the world and stuff?
yeah, totally, and
Yeah.
and went out after the fact on the internet and was like, hey, what does RA9 mean? And it means nothing. It is literally up to the player's interpretation of like it could be the society, it could be this one person. It's up to you, man. What is RA9? Like fuck, that's the laziest fucking writing of every single character we run into. Is like RA9 is setting us free.
What if it's the maze? You
We need-
scalp
we
one of
need
these fucking
RA9.
androids and it says RA9.
If there's a DLC where they're like, here's what RA9 is, it makes total sense. Then yeah, I guess what you got me. You held it back for your DLC. They don't do DLC for these games. They don't do sequels to these games.
So
There
what
was.
do you think
Heavy
RA9
Rain.
is?
Yeah, it's in my playthrough, it was a specific character because that is how I interpret it. It's so fucking lazy. It is lazy to the point of we just needed this to seem mysterious, so we just sprinkled a bunch of bullshit on it. We literally just sprinkled a bunch of bullshit on it. And then, as you're getting towards the end, they're setting up hooks of there's a very big twist, and you're like, oh. So first of all, the twist is super fucking obvious if you've ever played a David Cage game before in your life, and there are a lot of those where you're like,
Was it the one that you called at the beginning of the game almost? Yeah, okay.
Literally the first 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah.
And they so you hit that twist and you're like, oh, of course. But then they kind of set some hooks where like maybe I don't know what's going on, where characters are like, this was the plan the whole time. This is exactly as things were supposed to go. And they never make it on that. They literally set you up a bunch of shit towards the end. It feels like to make this story seem more mysterious than it is in some really lazy ways.
I, for one, liked the end of Lost.
Lost makes good on the numbers. Lost has yes, it does. Yes, it does.
The numbers? I
Yes.
don't remember.
The
I mean,
numbers
it do-
because there were names around a pedestal, and the numbers were like number 5 was one of the people on the plane. Number
Oh,
23,
yes,
it
yes.
literally made
Yeah.
they at least were like, oh, here's what the numbers mean. RA9 is never explained. The motivations for the big like oh fuck moment are never even touched on. Never like they give it 1 second of like you played right into our hands. Okay, the game's over. And then to do it to like compound it all towards the end of the game. So we were like full like good ending, quote unquote, of every decision we made was towards the good ending. We lucked out in a few of like I don't know if these characters are gonna make it, but they did, and that felt really awesome. Of like, oh man, we just made it through. And then at the very end of the game, the very very last scene is for me anyways was you're in a room and you have to find your way out of the room. Basically, I won't go into like what the ramifications are, but so you're in this room and it's like you got 20 seconds to get out of the room, and you're like, oh fuck, this is obviously the end of the game. If I need this to go right, and
Roof coming down on you.
basically yes, and there's a blue thing which is like, okay, this is clearly what I'm supposed to fucking do. And just through the jank of the game, it was me walking towards it and be like, nope, I'm invisible wall. I can't. This is clearly not the way. I can't get through this wall. I'm just walking. I've got 15 seconds. And just walking around the room, and did not make that last that last like check. And it totally fucking sewered my ending. 100% was like, this character that I've played completely the opposite the entire fucking game. Literally every single decision, everything I've built to, was undone by that one decision. And it's like, oh no, I guess fuck you. You didn't figure it out. Compounded by the fact that, like, I totally did know where I was supposed to go. I just couldn't fucking get to it.
So maybe if the jank didn't get in my way, maybe I would
you-
have a more fulfilling experience.
Maybe, but I
you-
think the fact that option, like that path, is so like, man, it made me hate that game in a way
Did
of
you
like,
try it again?
yeah, we went back and watched the proper quote unquote ending. But
Yeah, but did you try it again? Like, was it
no,
just
my
a
ending.
glitch?
My ending was my ending.
Sure.
Oh, you mean like, was it bugged out?
Yeah.
The game is janky in that way of like, you know how in most games characters move out of the way if you walk into them? In Detroit, they don't. Characters push you around.
Yeah,
So if
you
a
kind
character's
of-
on a path, you're getting like pushed back, which was exactly what was happening. And that felt super, super shitty. And then the fact that this one choice completely undermines your ending felt super shitty in a way of like, this dude wouldn't do that. This makes no fucking sense. Boy, this is unfulfilling, and also gives no closure the way it ended. Let's go watch the real quote-unquote ending we should have got. Oh no, this is exactly this. This is literally the same, scene for scene. You get one extra like 20-second scene, which fills in nothing. Like they totally
Like
flubbed
any other of those.
they totally
those
flubbed
choice
the ending.
games.
They
like,
flubbed the ending worse than Beyond did. Like it is the least closure you've ever had from one of those games.
I'm thinking back, like Mass Effect. Like, there's a lot of choices you can make,
Right.
And like they give you that one main like cinematic at the end, and
Yeah.
then like a text screen saying
that's a
"Hey,
choice."
Rex made it through
Right, but that's a choice you
the
can make.
genophage.
Fucking A.
That's not like, well, you didn't complete this game. It felt like losing. It felt like losing because
Yeah.
it's like, well,
Yeah.
you didn't beat the timer, so fuck you.
Well,
And that was an incredibly unsatisfactory ending where I'm like, wow, they really, man, I fucked this up. They don't touch on any of this, huh? And then we watched the proper one, like, oh, nope, they just don't touch on any of this.
you must have missed something.
No, it's half baked in the way that all those games are.
Sure. Yeah.
So if you're a big fan of like Heavy Rain and Beyond and those, you'll like this game. It's a lot of that. If you can wave your hand away at like, of course these people are rapists. It's a David Cage game. Then yeah, like sure, you'll probably enjoy it. If the idea of spending $80 on a 12-hour game that doesn't really wrap up what it sows turns you off, maybe wait. On
I got Heavy Rain with that $80,
maybe
$90.
wait on a sale for this. Yeah. I mean, you paid an extra $10 for Heavy Rain because you're an idiot.
I like Heavy Rain.
Yeah, I mean, you already own it. They literally sold you the same game twice.
Yeah, but I couldn't stream that version
It's
I
true.
have. Plus, I don't
It's
know
true.
where that version I have is.
It's true.
So they got me. Plus, I'm liking the first few hours of this game, and I'm not going to make the same mistakes as you.
It's not.
That's right.
It doesn't
With
matter.
that blue thing, whatever the fuck
Yeah,
that was.
It doesn't. It doesn't matter how
I'll
you
walk
go.
around.
Yeah, walk around the person. Don't try to walk through the person.
Even making that ending, it is still super
So-
unsatisfactory.
I haven't listened to other podcasts, and they talk about how this game like delves into the just the moral.
It's slavery. It's a metaphor for
Yes,
slavery.
yes.
Yeah.
And so they don't quite do it properly, and that's one of the
Yeah.
biggest thing.
If that's something that bothers you, do not play this game. Like, they are so ham-fisted with that stuff. But, I mean, it's a David Cage game. Just go into it being like, wave away the bullshit, like the stuff you like. Don't try to read into the message because it is it's 30 years from now, basically, 2030 or whatever. And everyone has completely forgot the word slavery. Everyone has forgot that racism ever existed. Everyone has forgot, like, it's a perfectly utopian human society, apparently, because they're really ham-fisted about a lot of that stuff. There is literally an underground railroad to Canada for androids. Like,
Yeah,
it is,
I heard that.
it is literally, oh man, it's
Androids ride in the back compartment of the bus.
yeah, no segregated buses, and it's
Why do androids even need to ride the bus?
I mean, they gotta get from A to B.
Walk.
Why don't you just build them with fucking boosters in their feet?
Yeah,
or something?
wheels or something.
Yeah, it's ham-fisted.
Because then when they uprise, then they have fucking jetpacks on their feet.
It's super, it's super ham-fisted and clunky in a lot of ways that those games are. It's one of those games.
After playing Heavy Rain, which is clunky as all fuck.
Yeah.
This game feels really nice and smooth.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's
very,
been 10
like,
years, so
streamlined.
it's okay. Some of the stuff they do, and like it gets by on its performance, 100%. The people look good. They aren't shy about showing you naked android breasts, and
Do you see
know,
Kara's
Yeah, man.
breasts?
you do not. No,
Okay, I kind of have a crush on Kara.
Just breasts, or is there wang?
there's no Wang. No,
No
David,
Wang.
David Cage only has breasts in his game.
See, that's just scummy.
Yeah.
Wang. Well, once you throw a show of Wang, then it's art.
Well,
There was a whole thing about David Cage as a boss with the whole Me Too thing, wasn't there?
I was gonna say also you can couple this with the current allegations of like sexual harassment against Quantic Dream and the fact that they are suing any media outlet who even talk. We could be sued by Quantic Dream right now. I assume we're not big enough to go after, but they
You
are.
haven't said anything wrong with it about it.
The fact, no, just mentioning the allegations against them, they are attempting to
really?
sue any media
Oh,
outlet.
shit.
Yes, but
that
those
doesn't seem like that would hold up in
No.
Okay.
no. Also, doesn't that just like, man, that doesn't he kind of, isn't that something the guilty might do as like a,
That's something the rich might do.
yeah, I don't know. There's a very complex series of issues around this game. I don't think it's worth $80.
Where do you stand on this game, Brando?
I think I'm gonna wait for it to maybe go on sale.
Yeah.
I'll pay
Probably
something like
good.
$40 for
That's
it. and-
that's what I would recommend to anyone.
Yeah.
Unless you're
I
a
was-
crazy person who, like me, needs to play it now.
Like you. No, I was watching. I watched a bit of the stream. Probably watched about 6 hours of the game, so I've probably seen most of it.
Yeah,
but
more than half.
yeah, even just watching the game, like the first thing I asked, I think when we were off stream was, is that full retail? Because that game does not look like it should be full retail.
I mean, visuals alone, I feel like it's a full retail thing.
No.
And unfortunately, the gameplay, which I mean,
There is no gameplay.
that's
You gotta
a type
steer
of
your
game.
character.
Yeah, there are moments that I enjoyed in that game. There are sequences that I enjoyed.
I watched that same chase scene and I'm like, fuck, this looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, some of it's.
I cannot wait to play
I
that.
would still rather have a less visually appealing game by Telltale for $30 than something like this, which is basically the same amount of time and an extra 3 times the price.
Yeah,
Sure.
It does.
Or
look-
even fucking Tetris. There's like
Yeah.
no graphics in Tetris.
Fuck
This is the
yeah,
best
give me
game
some
of all time.
Tetris.
Yeah.
you pay a lot for those nice looking. Listen, it means a lot more if you're going to shoot a lady that looks like a real lady than if you're going to shoot a Telltale lady. I guess.
I don't know, man. Duck.
I mean, if
That's very true.
if you're gonna buy a game to see some digital breasts, they might as well be
High quality digital breasts.
High quality
$80
digital breasts,
Yeah.
$80 digital
It's not,
breasts.
and in its defense, it is not. It's not as gratuitous with that stuff as Heavy Rain is.
Yeah.
But it's in there, and it is so fucking obvious. Like you can see it coming from a mile. He's like, "Oh, here we go." I hope David Cage surprised. Nope, he sure didn't. Well, oh well.
Are they Android boobs or regular human
They're
boobs?
they're Android boobs, but
doesn't
they
even
look
matter,
like people.
But it's not a person.
Yeah. Also, there are just inconsistencies in the world which make no fucking sense. Like, all the androids have an LED on their head, which is like their hard drive thing. And that's how, like, I look at you and I see that. I'm like, oh shit, that's an android. Because that's the only way to tell. You can just pop that off in 1 second. You just, boop, take it off. One of the main characters does that in the first fucking scene and is like, well, now they can't tell.
Well,
Also,
yeah, that
Android-
seems like a design issue.
They have
Also-
Android on their back like it's a fucking hockey jersey.
on their clothes,
Yeah.
so they pop it off, get new clothes, and they're incognito. You are the only android in the fucking game that does that. Why? You're like
because
you,
everybody else is obedient. You're the
No.
one uprising.
no. By the end of that game, it's like, okay, me and my buddies, we're gonna like sneak through this place.
But they still have...
They can't, yes, they can't. Listen, guys, they can't know we're androids. I have my LED taken off. Why don't you guys just take off your LEDs and we'll walk in there like we're people? Like, no, we gotta fucking android stealth this. And like,
It's fucking stupid.
sometimes they're strong enough to lift a car. Sometimes they're as strong as you and I. Like it's
Not just like people.
They're
Some people can lift
stronger.
cars.
There's a part where a guy kicks a dumpster like probably 30 feet to the point where it's fast enough to crush a dude, and you're like, oh no, they're at least for that moment fucking strong.
It's like a dumpster android.
It's it's one of the
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's got those upgrades.
That's right.
But yeah, it's like
Put all
when I
my
was
tech in
watching,
my
there
leg.
was one scene where one of the people, or I guess one of the androids, was like tied up, and Eads was playing, and is like, why can't I just break out of here? I'm
Yeah.
a freaking android.
Because they're as weak as humans until they're not.
Yeah.
Until they're not. There are things to like about it, but maybe wait for
Sure. Hey, stop trying to sell me.
No.
Tell the people.
I'm
There's a
telling
thing
I'm telling
where-
people.
I mean, considering your situation, and I mean, like, Brando is on the fence about this game, we should probably start buying physical games again.
I have been
I know
preaching
you
that
have been
for
saying that,
years.
but I'm just
I've
talking
been
to Matt
preaching
here.
that for years.
I'm the one who buy. So you mean I should start buying physical games so that
mean,
you guys can play them after?
I had the option of buying it. I wanted Heavy Rain, so
Yeah,
I
so
didn't.
you
but
buy
I mean,
a physical
like,
game,
and then we'll pass it around.
and then you finish it, and then
I'm
like,
not
hey
going-
man, I'll
I'm not-
pitch you $20.
I'm not going to the store.
play the game.
see, that's
Yeah,
the-
that's- I don't wanna
the
go to the
thing.
I'm
store.
not going to the fucking store.
I don't want to go every 4 years. I have to go buy a new console from inside like an EB Games or something.
terrible.
And it's just awful.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
it
just
is.
fucking awful.
They're all like young high school kids now.
How do you guys do your grocery
And
shopping?
I'm like,
Those there's normies in the fucking grocery store.
the video game.
Fucking video game
Yeah.
people are like, I'm like, what do you? It's like you have to take a class to act like this.
Let me
Like,
tell
what
you,
are-
if you do your grocery shopping at Costco, there's no normies there.
I don't think they want me in there.
It's
anyway.
always someone trying to sell Battlefront 2 to someone else. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
should I say something? Should I be that guy? No, I probably won't. It's an okay game. I don't know.
trading in
Spend
fucking
it. Listen,
boxes of games.
You know how much your money's worth. That's what I think of it. All that said, it has an 80 on Metacritic, so a lot of people like it way more than I do.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it's not doing terrible in the reviews.
Looks good.
Yeah, it looks very.
That
it
first
looks
scene
very
is
good.
really good.
It looks very good. There's one of the androids where she shows up, and I was like, "Wow, she's really pretty." That's And then the character
Lots
is
of
like,
feelings.
"Yeah, totally." I'm like, "Oh man, I'm gonna fall in love with this android, and that's gonna be how the revolution starts." And then the character's like, "Wow, that's a really pretty android." I'm like, "Fuck!"
So the last thing I want to say about this is that I imagine like Westworld happened and like that was kind of the testing ground for these androids, and then all of a sudden they just like, okay, well, we can probably use these people as workers and let's just mass produce them and put them out into public.
Would
And
you guys?
I like that in my head.
Would you guys
'cause
have
I like
androids?
Westworld.
We talked about this a lot. If they were, 'cause I think it was about $8,000. Kara costs about $8,000 for a Kara model.
Peanuts.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, actually,
less
that's
than a
kinda
Kara.
cheap,
100%,
isn't it?
100%. So they never get into like what she can and can't do, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
but I'm pretty sure they do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
there's literally like an android sex club that you go to.
I mean, those
because it's a David
those
Cage
real
game.
dolls, which we talked about a few shows back, are kind of like expensive, $2,000 or $3,000, I think.
Yeah, but they don't like make dinner and raise your kid.
Exactly.
and-
So
yeah.
the value on Kara is incredible.
yeah, no, I'd spend $8,000 on a car any day of the week.
Sure.
And yeah,
That's
Buy,
not
just buy a
inhibibly-
person. Why don't you?
Yeah, basically you are. But she doesn't need to sleep, eat, or breathe.
And there's no human rights violations
and
going
she
on.
cleans the fuck up.
Yeah, she just does what she's told.
Takes care of your kid.
There was like a real moral dilemma. Like, whatever. Like, it's like my Roomba. If like the Roomba's like, I don't want to clean the floor, I'd be like, well, off the balcony you go. Like, what? They're just tools. I don't know.
See, you're the kind of owner that starts the revolution.
100%. Yeah, 100%. I'm the one who's abusing her, so she has to break free.
Well, you don't want to
Fucking
plead
eats-
with the fucking
eats-
thing. Like,
Leaves the room, and one of them says to the other one, like, "Can you just compare us to a Roomba?" We fucking
No, fuck that. I'd be the one who like believes there. I'd fall in love with the robot and believe she's real and be like, we gotta get better rights for you. Let's do this.
But I just want to clean your bathroom for you.
It's
Off the balcony.
whoosh, F5, just F5s in the living room.
Yeah.
That's what me and my android would do. Practice wrestling moves. 100%. 100%, yeah.
Bet you that android could learn to sell pretty damn good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And like, if you fuck it up, she can take a bump, no problem.
Yeah. Drop it right on her neck. She just hop right back up.
yeah, just
Critique your form. Anyone else play any of the games they want to bring up here?
No, sir.
I think I've spoiled all of Detroit that I will.
Yeah, they've spoiled enough God of War.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Okay, let's go for a quick break. We'll come back, do some news, do some emails. See you here, other side of this musical break. Yeah, you be
felt,
okay, champ?
That felt long, not necessarily in a bad way. That felt like it was a really long time.
Felt like
What do you mean?
That felt like a really long segment.
Yeah.
It was about an hour. It was probably... How long did we go before we... It's probably like an hour 10.
Oh,
Shit,
yeah.
we're
Usually-
not gonna make our hour 28.
I was going to say, usually...
I was gonna say, we only have
I know,
8
it's
minutes.
about
The
an hour
shows
10.
have been like really
Like,
short lately.
I don't know. I played a whole game.
How's the chat?
Sorry, people were like, you're spoiling too much. Sorry if I don't really
I don't
think
think
I
you
spoiled
did,
anything. No, I intentionally keep it pretty vague.
I mean,
Or even to
what
the
are
point where...
what are you expecting from this game? I know that there's going to be a robot uprising.
Yeah.
And I know who the leader is going to be.
I usually try to speak to like lowest common denominator. Like, what did we see at E3 last year? Okay, they showed that hostage scene. Okay, that's
I
probably fair
get,
game,
but I get like sometimes like even when you said, "Oh, I called the twist 2
yeah.
minutes in,"
Yeah.
then all of a sudden
Oh.
I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna know 2 minutes in that it's there."
Yeah.
I didn't really watch the beginning of that stream, so I don't know what you were talking about.
It's
But,
fine.
I mean, I
It's
should
fine.
probably be smart enough to telegraph it, but
There are a lot of them. Where
the
you're
way
like,
I play these games...
if I know
kinda
David
just-
Cage games at all, and I think I might, this is gonna happen. You're like, yep, it
I don't-
sure fucking does.
The
I'm
thing
not
is
even thinking about that.
I say I bet this happens like 400 times during a video game, and 399 of them are wrong, and then the 400th happens, and I'm like, "Yep,
gotcha.
Yep, I should write games."
I'm real sorry if anyone felt I spoiled too much for them. I promise you that I didn't.
Me too.
I talked around a lot of that shit and intentionally left some red herrings in there that will hopefully surprise some people.
At least my spoiler was only like 2 hours into the game.
What was your... Maybe don't say it if it's a real
No.
spoiler. Okay. I'm gonna go pee.
This is my God of War one.
Of course you fucking...
2 hours into the game. Of
course
it's
you-
not even a spoiler if it happens
you
2 hours
kill
into
it.
the game.
You don't
Oh,
kill...
Yeah,
That doesn't happen 2 hours in the game.
yeah,
fight him?
yeah. You toss him off a cliff.
do you kill him? Is that the end of him?
Well, I'm not gonna say anymore.
Are you thinking the one that like gets kicked off the cliff? We're like, boy, no.
No.
That
No.
guy's also still alive.
Baldur, you kill Baldur right at the beginning of the game.
Is that the end of him? Crazy. I totally thought he was going to come back.
Who
That's
knows?
fine. I don't
Yeah.
mind.
It's fine.
I don't mind. That's just kind of
Bull-
disappointing.
Both of you, boys.
I'm disappointed with God of War. It's a good game, and I like it. And like, if I ever end up finishing it, it probably will be Game of the Year contender for sure. But I'm just disappointed in myself.
Yeah, you just wanted it because
That it's not happening for me.
It's different enough from the first three that, if you were just looking for more of the first three, there's just enough different where you're like, oh, I didn't think I was gonna have to like manage armor and shit. I thought I was just gonna go hack and slash my way through all these big cinematics.
It's not really that. It's just like, and the story interests me. It's just like, it's a testament to how I play games nowadays. I'm just not.
Slowly.
I'm just not. Stuck on the consoles anymore. Which is unfortunate. Again, the disappointment in myself.
Your face looks fucked when you look that way because of the way the light bounces off the belt. Because I can like see the TW in shadows on this side of your face.
My eyes are up here. Stop looking at the belt.
Fuck his face. I'm gonna host him.
Huh?
Like if he's looking down like at the belt,
Yeah.
like he's not looking like that anymore. But when the light bounces off the belt onto his face, it looks like fucking like a burn.
Just got that TR scar on my
Like a
face.
big
Brandon.
TR shadow.
Like
on
when
it.
Snake got all burnt up.
Are we jumping right back into it?
Yeah, I think so, probably. How's everybody in the chat doing? Hey, chat, how's everybody doing?
Woo!
Woo! That probably wasn't that loud, was it?
I think got a little feedback.
I looked up.
It amplified off your
He
beard.
was-
You getting a little gray there, eh?
I have a lot of gray, actually. A lot of gray in the hair, more
It's
than the
looking
beard.
like blonder under your
But-
lip too.
Yeah, no, it's gray,
Yeah.
gray white under the lip, gray under the lip and the sideburns. A lot of gray on the sideburns of the head.
Crazy.
It's bad. Werner's classic Werner syndrome.
Yeah. Hard to know.
We don't know what's causing it.
Did they? I forgot to ask when we were going, but do they have any sweet slang for the androids like they do?
No.
They don't call them toasters.
Nope.
Yeah.
No,
tin
no.
cans.
Tin cans
Well,
are
there was
good.
one character that called him a tin can.
Yeah,
I'm
or
like,
like
that's good.
you're
Toaster's
just
good,
you're
too.
just plastic meant to look like a human or whatever. But no,
That's not very good.
no
shape for-
toasters, no skin jobs,
Damn.
no what else has been used?
How are you supposed to otherize the androids if you
Yeah.
don't give them a slur?
Yeah, I don't. You fracking toasters, man. I called my stream "Frack These Cylons" and no one knew what the fuck I was talking about. Apparently, I'm an old man now.
Everybody should watch Battlestar.
I know. If only that show had a different name, it'd be way easier to recommend to people.
Is Battlestar?
Yeah, I think so.
Do you think that's big enough to be referencing? You think you can
Oh,
you
yeah.
throw out a
I
Battlestar
would've-
reference?
Oh
I
yeah,
would've thought so.
it was huge in the 2000s.
I would have
I'm not
thought
doubting
so.
it. I was curious.
I still think it's very good. Having like watched that pilot episode not all that long ago, I still think it's very, very good.
I gotta
Now
get
that
into it
throw
again.
out a
Yeah.
Watch a full.
reference,
The CG, like it's been long
It's not
enough
in
that
the
the
pop
CG is a
culture
little
as
like
much as I think it is.
in the early
I did
seasons.
Yeah.
Westworld reference, and nobody really.
Yeah, no one
Yeah.
caught it.
It doesn't look like anything to me.
No, it was the
Freeze
one.
all motor function.
Because you
Freeze
scalp,
all motor function.
you scalp the hosts, and they have that maze in there. And I
Yeah, I heard you say something about a maze.
We saw a maze.
I didn't know what-
and
what it
everyone was
meant.
like, "This maze is for you, Connor." I'm like, "Oh,
Every now and then I'll
you guys are
drop.
talking about Westworld."
Every now and then I'll drop a Fast and Furious line.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
nice.
Just crickets.
Good drivers,
Crickets.
dime a dozen.
Or
Live my life a quarter mile
that's
at
right.
a time.
If you do,
We
number
were
one, I'll be
like
all over it.
somebody and I back and forth were like, someone's like, "Are you a cop?" I'm like, "I'm a cop, Mia."
yeah,
If it, like throughout that whole fucking thing, because
Yeah.
the whole time he's like incognito cop. He's
Yeah.
like, "Are you a cop?"
they're all good. But then you
I'm a
just have to
cop,
find
yeah.
someone. You just have to find someone who like gets it. And
That
you're
right
like, yeah,
person to
you
bounce
got it.
off of.
Ocean's 11 too.
We like shitty movies.
Ocean's 11 one that I can throw around you guys, and you
yeah.
guys will get them all. But sometimes you throw them out somewhere, people are like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, unless we want to do this job in Reno, we're in Barney. It's
That's
one
right.
of my
Yeah.
favorites because only the initiated know that one.
Yeah.
We ready to come back?
Oh, Ben has.
Oh, Ben has ready. Okay. Chad, are you ready to come back? They're ready. All right,
the
they're
spoilers
ready. They're ready.
continue.
Yes. Let's continue to spoil every video game ever made. Like the Wolf. Is this the order I want to read these in?
It is now.
No, I would
You
like.
can't go. You said the wolf.
All right, the Wolf Among Us 2.
Waffle Among Us.
The Waffle Among Us has been delayed to 2019. I sort of forgot it was supposed to even be out this year.
100% agree with
So
you.
did
Yeah.
I.
If you would have just said Wolf Among Us 2 is coming out in 2019, I'd be like, "Oh, sweet."
Oh, they're making a second one. Telltale cites fundamental studio changes, and back in November, if you remember, they laid off a quarter of their staff. Which,
I was going to say, sometimes at my job, we get a lot of, there's going to be some fundamental
Fundamental
organizational
changes.
changes, and it's not good.
Yeah. Telltale was like burn and churn games out for so long. They had like 5 or 6 different IPs on the go.
They got too
between
much.
between like Borderlands and Minecraft and Wolf Among Us and Walking Dead and Marvel and Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's-
That
that's
was the
the
Marvel
Marvel
one.
There's
There were more.
Thrones.
Which Game of Thrones? They were just firing games out like rapid fire.
Did you say Minecraft?
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I
I think
I
that's
did.
when it was like critical mass.
Minecraft
Like, they're
is-
making a Minecraft
Yeah.
game?
So they have made some changes.
This is good. I think
Yeah.
this is good
Take all the
because
time you
Wolf
need.
Among Us was a really good game.
was my
and
favorite
I've
one.
always wanted a sequel.
Only
And if they're, restructuring, and then they're taking a lot more time to make this game, this is a good thing.
Fine by me.
I don't mind waiting until 2019 because, like Brando said, if you would have just said, "Hey, Wolf Among Us 2 in 2019," I'm like, "Whoa, cool."
oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I have confidence in this too, because kind of like the Telltale Walking Dead's early on, I guess is a bad example because it kind of fell off the rails, but I was like, there's a lot of source material and a history of good storytelling that I know nothing about
Yeah.
that they could draw from for this Wolf Among Us 2.
Oh, totally.
That has stood the test of time. That is, people have said, this is really good, turn that into a Telltale game. Whereas sometimes they come out with something where I'm like, this could just be fucking bullshit. They're just writing it now.
Yeah.
Like,
Wolf Among Us was like very adult in a way that those other Telltale games weren't.
I like the frog, I remember.
I remember you see
The toad.
you see breasts in that game. I remember.
Yes,
the
Ariel's
Little
breasts.
Mermaid.
The little you go to the Puddin' and Pie. I think is what it is. Run by Georgie Porgy. Yeah, I should play that game again.
Stuck his thumb and everything in there.
Okay.
I don't even know if that's the nursery rhyme.
No,
I don't know if that's what he was doing.
So quick aside.
Kiss the girls and made him cry?
Yeah.
Georgie, did he?
Yeah.
I have
Georgie
no
Porgy?
idea who Georgie
Like
Porgy
the owner
is.
of a strip club would.
Yeah, there you go. That's fucking works itself
Look
out.
at that.
Sort of fucked.
So I've read a lot of Wolf Among Us lately.
Fables, right? It's just
Yeah,
called
yeah,
Fables.
right.
Yes.
Fables. And thinking back on Wolf Among Us, like the only real like kind of reference that they make to the comic books are just like the characters. It's
Oh,
like
really?
a day in the life.
Like that.
I totally assumed that they had kind of pulled that general story arc out of there, but that was just me assuming.
What was, like, without going into too much detail, obviously, what was the general story?
So
arc?
Fables, it's all these famous fables that we all know.
Yeah, they live in
Snow
New
White.
York or
Yeah,
whatever.
they were run out of their homelands by the adversary.
Right. Who we never, they just mention them, right? We never,
Yes.
like, see them or
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
In the game.
In the game.
Right, yes.
And so
Do they see
they
them?
are just this community of magical beings, people that just live their life in New York,
Yeah.
and
Use enchantments to look normal.
yeah, try to stay away from
Glimmer?
Glamours.
Glamours.
They try to keep their secret away from Mundies, yada yada yada.
Mondays.
Whoa.
You can't just. Whoa!
Oh,
Ken,
my
you have to
goodness.
censor one word.
Shut him down.
Kendrick, sorry, buddy.
Mondays.
And yeah, that's about it.
Me undies.
Yeah, I buy my underwear from you. Andy.
And so the comic book follows the arc of like, okay, well, they're living in this town, and then all of a sudden, like, one of them gets the idea to take back their homelands, and then that's kind of the very first arc, which is a really long storyline.
Is it? Do you ever see the adversary in the
Yes.
comics? Okay.
It's a good reveal, actually.
I don't want to hear it because it might. Who knows? It might be in the season.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah, okay.
So maybe
Yeah.
keep that under lock and key.
Sure.
Good.
But that's cool. That's my favorite one of those Telltale game series for
Yeah.
sure. What about y'all? What's your favorite Telltale series?
The first season of Walking Dead.
Yeah,
But
it's very,
I-
very
yeah.
strong.
Yeah,
Very
I
strong.
really
competitor.
like
Walking
yeah.
Dead's really good.
Yeah.
I thought and this is not my favorite, but I thought the third season, this most recent season of Walking Dead was pretty good.
I never actually finished it.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was a good idea to kind of get away from all those characters
Yeah.
and then just kind of have Clementine be the one connecting point to
Clementine.
everything. Yeah, Clementine's.
Why were we talking about Dave Oh, because he's in Metal Gear. Dave Fennoy? Is that's the guy who plays Lee, right? From Walking Dead?
Oh
Yeah.
yes, I
We
remember
weren't
that popping up
talking
in the
about-
chat. That was in the chat.
Okay, sorry. It's
Yeah.
all sorry, never
This
mind.
is gonna
Wow.
be your problem now.
Yeah.
You're not gonna know who you're talking to.
Doesn't look like anything to me.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of Battlefield 5 details on the greatest day of the year, May the 23rd.
Battlefield what?
So I think they're calling it Battlefield 5, but the cover, the title art says Battlefield V.
This one video game ruined this for me.
I know.
Where it's like why a V? Why a V this time?
Yeah, well, I
It
think
was Battlefield 4. It was the number 4, and now
The
it's
number
V.
4.
It's Battlefield Venom.
but it went Battlefield 4 to Battlefield 1 ONE, or is it number?
No, it's
maybe
one.
it is number
No, it's
one.
the-
Yeah,
it's the
No,
number
numeral
one.
number
one.
one. Okay, and
Yeah.
then back to it. I think they call it Battlefield 5.
Well, they didn't use the 1 on Battlefield 1, obviously, so they had it laying around.
That's very
It's
true.
just Battlefield.
And they detailed a bunch of gameplay changes. Does anyone here play Battlefield? No, right? So this will
Hell yeah, let's
Yeah.
do it. This is the one. Let's all get back in.
First one to go back to World War II since your favorite Battlefield, 1943.
You're going the wrong way
Sweet.
for these. I want it to be like laser guns and shit.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not a
I want it to be
laser
like
gun
Star
fan.
Wars.
They did. There was Battlefield 21.
It's almost like there is one.
I don't know. It wasn't. It was like 2049 maybe, or
That's not far enough.
There were. It was mechs and spaceships.
Sure.
2142 maybe. I don't remember what year it was, but it was future shit. It wasn't very good. What do you guys? What seems to be the problem?
The champ
I
is
was
being
I
champy.
was trying to
This is
blind.
I've been catching the flash of it every now and then, being like,
They just
a
sort of
real nice
detailed a
belt.
bunch of little game. These are huge changes in if you play Battlefield. This is like the equivalent of: is there a dolphin dive this year? Is there not?
Yeah, it's like they're
So squad specifically, they're doubling down on like the squad game, the team aspect of being in squads, which I always love. Some people totally hate, but now just like in Ghost Recon Advanced Warfare, when you're in the spawn screen, you can see what your teammate sees. You can see a third person view of like, oh, Brando's in the shit. I can see him shooting people. I'm not going to spawn on him because he's probably going to get gunned down, and so am I.
Oh,
I want to say that was in Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
Okay, it might have been, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually.
See, a lot
or,
of these...
or 3 even, maybe.
Whichever one we played, that the three of us played with Eric back in the day.
4.
That would have been...
Yeah,
that could have been either.
They
That could have
definitely
been-
had
we
that.
played-
It was the modern one.
They were both modern.
Oh.
Eric and I played 3 and 4. But yes, I think they have actually had it.
they've done that before.
So yeah, a lot of these, and you can keep telling the story. It's
Yeah.
just like, wow, this is a new thing.
Yeah, they're very minor in the grand scheme of things changes, but they're pretty significant.
I think the most significant change on this list is the fact that it takes time to revive your teammates.
Unless you're a medic. So
Okay, so
yes,
the medic is still the medic.
medic is still the medic. Medic can revive anybody. Squad mates can now revive each other regardless of class, but it takes a little bit of time and you don't get to full health. So it's like a shitty revive, but it's very
But you're
cool
back
that it's
in
in
the
there.
fight.
It's back in the fight, and it's only between squad mates, which
That's pretty cool,
Traditionally
actually.
have been squads of 5.
4.
They're 5 now, I
They're
think.
5.
so that's your party.
Yes,
Yeah,
that is
okay.
your
Oh,
100%.
like so if
See-
if I come upon like a stranger that's down.
Can't revive them.
Oh, okay.
Unless you're,
Unless
a,
you're a
medic.
medic.
Yeah, medics can still revive anybody.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird.
So
like,
like,
in a
you're still spawning on your squad like you have been, and you can kind of see where they are. Now you can revive them. As you're doing squad, you can drag down teammates, which is a cool addition they've never had.
And that's
Usually it was like, oh, someone's down, I need to run to where they are, revive them right there. Now I don't know what the like strategic applications are. You can grab a dude and drag him back.
Well,
behind cover.
it's definitely for the squad revive for sure. It's not for a medic
no,
revive.
yeah, because medic revive is usually like run up, bzz, he's up.
Yeah.
no.
right. Yeah.
Squad leaders can, so you're gaining squad points now as you do squad objectives, which they've had this in previous Battlefield games. Maybe not exactly like this, but your squad leaders are getting squad points, and then they can use them on like supply drops or smoke screens or artillery strikes, like kill streak rewards, basically.
What was the like? Because you could become like a commander.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, that was 4.
4.
Yeah, definitely 4.
What was that guy able to do? Like this type of stuff. right?
Exact. Yeah, same stuff as this, but now it'll be the leader of each squad. So
Oh,
there'll
okay.
be like 8
Okay.
people on a team that can do it, I guess. Stationary weapons move now instead of an anti-tank gun just being stuck in the same spot. It made them useless because it was like, okay, we're starting this map. I know that if I shoot here, I blow up all their AT guns and we can move up with our vehicles fine. Now you can drag them around, which is add some options, and they have some more customization for the classes, which it seems like you're customizing the classes all the way down to like clothing options of like, oh, I've got this like ripped sleeve shirt now or whatever, which they've never really had.
It's first
Best
person game.
part.
Yep. Yeah, first person game.
I'm
Let's give a
excited
shit
for
That's the best part, I think.
for the squad leader stuff. That sounds kind of cool.
So the squad stuff is the stuff I like the most, but unfortunately right now in Battlefield 1 and Battlefield 4, it's the stuff that nobody like interacts with for whatever reason, unless you have a
dedicated squad.
It's true. Or if you have, there are like XP boosters that are squad wide. So if you have one of those on, everyone will join for the bonus XP. But like, there aren't a ton of good reasons to be in a squad and spawn in your squad and like squad leaders marking objectives. And in Battlefield 1, there aren't a ton of great reasons to actually do that stuff. So it sounds like they're sort of trying to double down on like the kind of squad-based teamwork mentality, which I think is cool. It's what separates Battlefield from every other first-person shooter in the world. So,
I could definitely get on board with
Yeah.
with Battlefield 5.
fucking A, you and me. I've never not liked a Battlefield game, so
I've always been a Battlefield fan.
What are you guys getting it on?
PC.
Yeah, PC.
PC.
I have to make that choice then.
I ended up owning Battlefield 4 on all 3 SKUs, so I mean, come what may.
Sure.
What else we got? The
what
next
are you and Warren getting it on?
No, I wasn't going to get
Xbox?
it, period.
Oh,
But if
okay.
I were to get it, I would have to get it on PC or Xbox.
you can get on PlayStation and say Oliver doesn't play
Don't
games.
count
Never
on me.
mind.
Don't count
Well,
on
I
me.
mean,
I
if
don't.
we had to get it on PlayStation,
I'm not looking for a reason to get Battlefield.
Oliver's not a video
let me
game
tell you
player.
about
Never was.
Battlefield 5 Mondays.
Oh, shit.
All right, I'm in. Fuck yes.
Right before Raw.
Yay, yay.
Break it up with a big piece of chicken. Big rotisserie chicken.
The next PlayStation is apparently at least 3 years away.
This makes me very happy.
Yeah. Did you buy a Pro? No, right?
New.
Are you thinking about it?
Yeah, it's going to come with my new TV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When is the
When-
55 OLED the new TV?
Yep, probably.
Did I tell you about the cheap one I saw on eBay?
Yes, you did. That did not happen in chat.
Okay.
It is going hand in hand probably with whenever we decide to get a new place.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it makes a lot more sense because we're kind of thinking about getting a new place to not change everything around just to move out. So probably move into the new place, get the new TV, get the PS4
maybe get a Pro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe the Xbox first because I spend more time with that. But
and it's a bigger, it's a much
it's a
bigger
bigger
step.
jump. Yeah.
John Cadera, who is apparently CEO at PlayStation. I didn't. Has that changed recently?
I don't recognize that name, so probably.
What was it?
I don't keep
Andrew-
up with it anymore.
What is Andrew House's title? I thought he was.
I think he helped develop
I guess that shows what I know.
the new PlayStation.
He's on stage
I-
at E3 and speaks fluent Japanese every year.
That's probably why he's
Welcome.
on stage at E3.
Hideo Kojima-san, and then Hideo comes out and he speaks Japanese with Hideo for like 2 minutes. It's very impressive. He speaks like I don't know Japanese. It seems flawless to me. Anyways, John Cadera says, 3 years. They're gonna use the next 3 years to prepare for the step to crouch down so that they can jump higher in the future, which to me sounds like a direct reference to like the PS4 Pro is a kind of a small step in the grand scheme of things compared to the Xbox One X. We're not going to do another half step. This next console is going to be a full, PS4 games ain't going to work on
The
PS5.
suspension.
Is basically what he's saying.
This metaphor to me implies that it's going to get worse
Before
than
it
it is
gets
right
better.
now. Where it's like, we're going to take our full human height and decrease it
What it
so
sound-
that we can launch ourselves later.
What it sounds like to me is that he agrees with me that you can jump farther from a standing start than from a running start.
And they say they're going to focus on exclusive titles and digital service for the next 3 years. Which, sure, yeah, they've got a ton of exclusives that we're waiting for. The C3 even.
They're way better than the Xbox ones.
Yes.
Like, exponentially, it
Yes,
feels like.
it is very hard to recommend Xbox as a new console to someone right now. And they sort of go into how subscriptions and online services and the network and the console aren't separate entities anymore. They're one and the same. Almost like when Xbox came out at E3 2013. It was like, it's always online. This is the future. This is how it is. And everyone freaked out. And they're like, okay, no, it's not. But they secretly and slyly over the years have got, like, those consoles are always online. Now, if you disconnect your internet and have not made special preparations ahead of time, you cannot play any of your content.
No, can't sign in.
You can't even you can't sign in. You can't use games on your hard drive. As someone who doesn't have discs, I can't play any of my stuff. So it might as well be always online already.
People will always yell about that, no matter how close we get to that already being right now. People will always get mad because they'll be like, some places just don't have internet.
Yeah, it's still true. Some places don't, but
play board games.
Here, do jigsaw puzzles. D&D is a great free way to burn up time.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know, 3 years away, sure.
I'm happy with that. The
Don't
last
like-
thing I would want to hear is expect a new PlayStation and Xbox announced at
20
E3 this year.
2021, yeah.
So in 3 years, I would totally be okay with buying a new
Yeah,
TV
too.
and a new console.
That's farther away than I thought it was going to be.
So say it gets say it's released in 3 years, that'll be the largest gap between a PlayStation SKU ever.
Good.
That'll be bigger than the PS2, PS3, bigger than the PS3, PS4.
I want to say that you, Eads, made a prediction on one of our shows a while ago, sometime either early this year or late last year,
He's been known
where
to.
you said that PlayStation would have a new console in 2018.
Did I say revealed?
Did you mean like the Pro?
No,
or
like
did you mean like
you-
the 5?
I'm pretty sure that you said a new one was coming out for purchase in calendar year 2018.
Until you provide me this evidence, I'm gonna go ahead and say I never said that.
Yes.
And the last story I have today, Epic is putting up $100 million US for their first year of Fortnite esports. Traditionally we kind of go crazy over the Dota tournament each year, which is always ups its prize pool. I think it was like 29 million last year or something like that. 100 million bones for Fortnite esports.
But that's split for the entire season. So
It's for an entire season.
I mean, that's less than 10 million a month. Come on, that's nothing.
Sure, yeah.
That's chump change.
Whatever.
It's time to start practicing.
Yeah, they haven't specified when the season's going to begin, but there will be a 100-person tournament at E3 this year. And they say, we're getting behind competitive play in a big way, but our approach will be different. We plan to be more inclusive and focus on the joy of playing and watching the game, which I sort of take to mean they're going to focus less on let's get a league with the best of the best, the ultimate. Here's Team Liquid, here's TSM, here's Dignitas, whatever. These are the best players in the world, and it's going to be more like, I don't know, here's Ninja and Drake on a team because people are crazy about celebrities.
Yeah,
more on the entertainment side.
100-player tournament, not just a game of Fortnite.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
it is. But there'll be prize money, I guess.
Isn't it 50 people?
No, it's 100.
Is it 100?
Yeah, the joke is 100 people drop onto an island. 100x drops onto an X.
Is that a joke?
Yes, it's become a joke.
Well, I mean,
it's not a really funny one, but it is a
seem
joke.
very funny, that's for sure.
100 Metal Gears drop onto Shadow Moses.
Is there going to be a survival game in Battlefield V?
I don't think so. What do you mean? What?
Like a battle royale?
Yeah.
Oh, like
yes,
a battle royale.
royale is what they call it. Yeah.
Probably. Probably. Yes.
Those are kind of set up for that, right?
Battlefield is already 64 players on huge maps, and it's like it's not a stretch to go
more set up than Call of Duty is, and Call of Duty's trying to do it. So
there probably will be. Yeah, I'm sure there will be. They've said there's going to be microtransactions.
Hey, fucking A. I love it.
No loot boxes, but microtransactions in Battlefield V5. So
not to derail things, because I should have brought this up.
This is a very tight show, and
I
I will
know,
not have.
but I am squeezing it in between segments.
Okay.
I got really back into Overwatch because of the new character that came out, Brigitte.
Brigitte.
Is it Brigitte?
Brigitte,
Might
I
be
believe.
Brigitte.
Yeah.
Brigitte.
That's the one.
Nailed it.
Yes. In a way where I was like totally out of that game and never played it, and then literally just came in like I always do to be like, let's just see
what's new,
what the new character is, and there was a couple new maps, and I like really was way better with this character than I had been with any other Overwatch character.
I saw you guys are playing this weekend.
We were playing this weekend.
Do you think that maybe you were doing really well because it was the free weekend and a lot of people who don't know how to play Overwatch were playing?
I have played it more than just this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. But that probably didn't help.
I only play on the free weekends because that's the only time I can get kills. I'm bad.
And it's probably because, I mean, a new character, probably broken to begin with.
But
she's new as of like a few months ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And people aren't picking her. I'm having no trouble getting her, which makes me think she's actually probably underpowered a little bit.
And you're the one who's overpowered.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Best Brigitte NA.
She has 1-star like difficulty to use. They have those difficulty to use meters.
Yeah,
and she's 1-star. I think as soon as it gets 2-star, I don't know what I'm doing.
I like Moira because her gun locks on and you can't miss. That's fun.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what I'm all about.
Brigitte's little like healing thing is a lock on thing.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so.
Oh, I think when I was watching our boy GBB stream, I bet you that's who he was playing.
Just a little.
I don't think they play Overwatch. They play the shit. They play the Overwatch
right.
Lite. They play Paladin.
Yes, it looks the same.
It does. They actually were recently in some legal trouble for straight up using Overwatch art on their ads.
Oh, nice!
Like literally just Overwatch characters on their ads. Let's go some emails. Podcast at talkingreckless.com is an email address, or you can drop on the subreddit. I have pulled some from each, as always. Why doesn't Oliver read this one from It's Not Noah?
From It's Not Noah. Where did this one come from?
This was the only one I pulled from the subreddit.
I recently tried the PlayStation VR and was blown away by the technology. Are you guys ready to plug into the VR world if the technology reaches a level where it is indistinguishable from physical reality? I think if the tech reaches this level, using VR will be like fucking distracted.
What's the problem?
Running a 3-ring circus over here.
I just can't read. I think if the tech reaches this level, using VR will be like hallucinating via technology, and the experience will be pretty intense. What do you think? Are you ready to plug in and tune out?
I'm in. Fucking let's go.
I really like VR, and actually this reminded me that Super Hot was on sale recently, and I should buy that game. That game is super fun.
OG Super Hot, not Super Hot VR, right? They're very different.
can I not play it in VR?
No,
if
you
I
can't play the
they're
original Superhot in VR.
Separate games.
Superhot VR is its own thing, which is
Oh,
very
I should
similar
really-
in concept.
I should really check that
sucks
because I want to
right
play
now.
it in
They're
VR.
they're both very good.
Yeah.
Like the VR one is
I don't
also very good.
I don't understand how you play it not VR.
It is a video game called Superhot
Yeah.
that you can.
It's different.
That you
It's-
can play.
Super Hot VR, you are stuck in one spot. Super Hot, you can move.
Yeah, like
And
the
shoot.
concept is the same, but like the mechanics are very different.
Crazy.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like different levels. And
I've only played it on VR, and I'm like, this is a fun game. I should
It's
probably.
so good
But
in
then that
VR.
means I probably need to buy.
Also, I don't know if it's on
Move
PS.
controllers.
I don't know if it's on
Yes, it
PlayStation
is.
VR. Is it? That might.
Well, it might not
That's
be
like-
VR. That might be OG, and I'm
OG's
kind of a
very
sucker.
good. OG's really good.
But I
Also
wanna play
is
VR.
Free on Xbox.
You can't play OG on VR.
Yeah. The game to play on VR is
Okay.
called Super Hot VR.
Okay,
Yes,
I should check this.
they're both good. Can't go wrong.
Anyways,
They're both very good.
That's what I tell my grandma when she can't figure out like how the technology's working. I was like, you can't go wrong. They're both great.
It'll work.
Just pick whichever one's top on your PVR list.
Yeah. This is basically if the Matrix were real, would you plug yourself into the Matrix or would you be one of the fucking freedom fighters?
Well, I wouldn't
Yes.
be a freedom fighter.
I am in the Matrix 100%.
I would
Me
not be in the Matrix either. I would have to find some other world to live in.
No, if you wouldn't do the Inception, like the dream is real. I'm gonna spend all my time in the dream world because
No.
real life sucks.
No, because then like
Real life kind of sucks,
but
though.
like the concept of this email implies that when you unplug, you are not in this fucking robotic metal hellscape. You are in this world that is similar enough to VR,
you're in this
but
world.
shitty enough that you're like, holy fuck, this really sucks when you're not in VR.
yeah, you're in this world, whereas when you're in VR, you're in Westworld or whatever.
Yeah, no,
I want to stay in Westworld.
Like I want to watch movies in VR.
Nope, I
And
want to live there.
I don't want to live in
I want to do
VR.
everything. I want to stay there.
That sounds awful.
If it's indistinguishable from reality, from
You
physical
would
reality,
die.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, no, you would forget to eat for
Yeah.
sure.
No, it would be part of the system of like you basically put this like
Yeah.
cord in
No,
your
that's
neck.
not what we're
that's not
saying.
what
We're
it
changing
says.
the email.
There is no sustenance
Okay.
system that you can hook yourself
Do I
up.
want
You
to
would-
live in the Matrix? Yes, because we're all living in the Matrix right now.
But
in terms of this VR email, no.
Okay, I will eat in VR and I will then eat. I love eating, so I'll eat in VR and then I'll eat in real life to make sure that if I can't tell the difference between the dream and real life, I'm eating in both, so I'm covered.
You just have to like every now and then cut your finger and see if it hurts.
It's indistinguishable though, so it would hurt. It would be
Oh,
simulated.
so there's pain
you
sensors.
need, yeah,
and
you
everything.
need your.
simulated.
It doesn't
your-
say anything.
totem.
It doesn't say anything about like pain and stuff. When I say indistinguishable from physical reality, I think graphically.
No, you need a
Yeah,
totem.
He's
I
saying
think graphically
graphically.
he's
You
saying-
need a totem.
I agree. It's
You
just
need a totem
graphically.
to tell if
Yeah,
you're in
just
the
to see
dream
if
or not.
it's-
Yeah,
if
totally.
it's real or not.
Yeah. You need to light. You keep an empty lighter in your pocket and then light it. And if it lights, you're in VR. And if it doesn't light, you're in the real world.
That's a good totem.
That's
Not
that's
anymore
one
because you just
people
told
use
everyone.
for lucid dreaming. Yeah, that's one people actually use.
You're not supposed to tell people what your totem is.
Yeah, you're not.
Well,
But you're not supposed to let people touch.
only in
Oh, right, maybe that's
Inception where like we all enter the dream together. I mean, in VR we would also. Oh fuck! And now you guys can like make me think I'm in VR when
it. Shit, he's on to us.
no, I'm in 100%. 100%.
I
Fucking
would be
whatever,
too.
man. Put me in a tank and let my body wither away to nothing, and like let's fucking go
I
to
would be too.
Ready Player One.
So that is a terrible thing to think about.
Yeah, I'm with you on this one, Brandon.
Yeah.
I
Well,
would.
it's just
I
like you
would
said, we're
hook
already
up.
in the Matrix, and I mean,
What's one level
But
deeper?
but I
I would
don't.
much-
But I don't. The difference is if we're already in the Matrix, I haven't seen the other side.
I mean,
Whereas-
this is our life. The
Yeah.
other side is like we're partying in caves,
I like
fighting
caves.
these,
Caves are
these
great.
horrific robot.
Well,
But,
it doesn't have to be horrific.
what
It's
I-
just like this. Real life is this. When I'm in VR, I'm a super person or whatever.
Well, okay,
I'm everything. I'm my best self.
sure. Like if it's a video game, I'll always go play a video game in VR.
Have you
even
seen
if
Ready
it's-
Player One? It's a lifestyle. It's not a video game.
I don't want to do the
It's
Ready
where we
Player
live.
One thing.
Yeah, I do. I 100% do. Fucking strap me in. Put me in that dumb Assassin's Creed movie. Swing me around the fucking room.
Just like-
let's do it.
Again, I keep going back to Westworld, and nobody's really encouraging me with Westworld. Do you guys not watch Westworld?
I watched Westworld.
No, I
yeah.
do.
Yeah, the Man in Black.
I brought that up.
But
It's
that's
totally
kind of different.
like in that park. That is his life, and that's the life he wants to live.
real life sucks. Let's go live in the park.
Real life isn't that bad.
It's not, but compared
Yeah.
to like the perfect virtual reality.
But that's
we
not
can live in.
real.
What is real,
You'll-
man?
It is. You will
Having come off
you will
Detroit,
die.
having come off Detroit, what is real life? Like, what is consciousness, man?
CAR92 or
It's-
whatever it is.
And NR92. I don't know.
College radio. Yeah.
RA9.
Yeah.
No, I'm in. I'm totally in. Whatever. We're probably.
I'm
You're
gonna
right.
fucking rob you when you're floating around in that thing.
That's sure. As long just
You don't need it.
Just don't unplug my VR. It's a lot more polar than I thought. Kevin, why don't you read this next one? Starts with question! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point!
Oh, Jesus. Well, there's 3 questions.
No, this is all one. It's just got paragraphs, and it's something humans do to make reading off a page easier.
No, I mean, this one is the 3rd question.
Well, yeah. We got 3 questions. What's the problem?
I'm blown away. We've never had 3 questions.
Podcast getting bigger. What can I say?
Jesus. Question. But first, I refuse to believe Oliver can't find a single person at work that doesn't like video games. I work in a goddamn sawmill, and there are 50-year-olds playing Diablo.
Respect.
Anyway.
That's a dangerous job. Also,
If you could take any non-Nintendo character and crowbar them into Smash Brothers, who would it be and why? Conversely, if you could take any Nintendo character and put them in a non-Nintendo franchise, who would that be? Thanks for the great content and all the best to Matt in his new endeavor, Christian. Smiley face.
Snake.
I don't.
Oh, wait.
I don't have an answer for the first one because I don't really know Smash. But the Nintendo character put him in any non-Nintendo franchise would be like Samus. Put her in like
yeah.
Call of Duty.
Halo.
That's pretty good.
She's a she's
Yeah,
she's a
Halo.
lady
Basically
Master Chief.
already in Halo,
She's
right?
she's a Halo lady. Put her in Halo.
Yeah, but that's not fun. Put her in like
Yeah,
Call
you're
of
right.
Duty where she can fucking just run amok and not just be like, oh, everyone here's pretty powerful. I guess I'm just in fucking.
I think we could crowbar in the Wu-Tang Clan into Smash Brothers. I think it would be one character, but they would have moves where
Call on the other one.
50
Yeah.
Cent.
Switch them in and out. Yeah.
well, yeah, it would
They
depend
morph
which
into-
lineup and
50
and-
Cent. You put 50 Cent in there too.
Yeah, that'd be the other, Blood on the Sands.
Blood on the Sands,
Zone
50
50
Cent.
Cent.
Yeah,
That's
Smash
right.
Bros.
Shaq Fu's own Shaq. Shaq Fu 2 is coming out right away.
I heard
apparently.
about that.
Yeah.
I would put maybe like Ezio in Smash Bros.
That's a good real answer.
Yeah. You throw one out there.
Yeah.
And a Nintendo character, let's say, I mean, is Sonic Nintendo now? There's gotta be
No.
He's in Smash, but that was it.
Sega.
All his games come out on Nintendo though.
No, what do they?
Yeah, there's
What?
no Sonic games on
What Sonic games are on the Switch?
Sonic and Mario Olympics.
Yeah, the most
Yeah, I
recent
guess.
Sonic game was on a Nintendo console.
Yeah,
No,
was
what?
that?
Sonic, the not
Something.
shitty 2D one that everyone's like, wow, this is a really good Sonic
Isn't
Mania.
it?
I don't like Sonic. That was on PC.
I don't know.
I don't know. I remember being at E3 the year I was there, and there was a Sonic game that was on a Nintendo system.
As a man with a Sega keychain, I don't like Sonic.
Sonic is the lamest part of Sega, for sure.
Let's put
Did you even ever own a Sega?
No. But I did go to E3
Fucking
where
poser.
they had so many Sega keychains that they literally couldn't give them away.
Bayonetta
She's already in Smash Brothers.
in God of War.
Duh.
Kratos in
I was going to say,
Smash.
yeah, Kratos is
Yeah.
a gimme. He's like
That'd probably be a
basically...
good one,
He'd be
hey?
a good one, yeah.
Yeah, he's got enough different weapons that like, oh, here's all his like down smash, up smash. So they're all different weapon.
Like new Neo
Yeah, new dad Kratos.
Kratos?
Yeah, his ultimate
or old
his ultimate calls in, boy,
I think you want new
destroy
Kratos.
Mario.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Screw that. I think every faceless NPC villain, like just like the minions, the mobs that are just you gun down hundreds of them in every game that you play. I think they should all be Goombas.
Okay, I'm on board with that.
kind of-
In every game.
Every game.
Yeah.
It's kind of racist if you think about it.
Goombas aren't a race.
If you like, that didn't play on the audio podcast, but I threw my hands up as though I couldn't believe what I was hearing.
We should put. I had a good one. Fuck.
Ha!
I had something.
Sucker.
Yeah. Oh shit! What
Booker
was
do
it?
it.
No, it was. Although I was thinking of Joel from Last of Us. Put him in something.
Oh, yeah.
Put him in Smash Bros.
No.
And have Ellie as like the kind of with him.
She could be an assist
Yeah,
trophy.
yeah, yeah. Or even like the Ice Climbers, like how she's like always around.
Oh,
Like,
that's good too.
yeah, you play as both of them.
Kratos and Boy could also fit that model.
Yeah, that's true.
That's all I got.
That's all I got.
Yeah. I'll read this last one from Paul. He says, hey guys, I thought of this question when you were talking about Rage. Eads had tried to give it the benefit of the doubt since it came out in 2011, but then realized it was straight up a bad game. That's pretty much how that went. Are there any games from the PS3/360 generation that you considered good then, but will consider bad now? Additionally, are there any games from the current generation that you think might age poorly? Keep up the great work, Paul from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Detroit 2 Human, I think will age very poorly.
Age probably just as poorly as those other ones.
Yeah,
do,
I
you know?
Heavy, like I've been going back to Heavy Rain, and it drives like shit. Mm-hmm. Like you literally have to press the R2 button as if you're pressing a pedal down in a car game.
All the
to
voice
make the guys
acting
move.
is bad in the way that it was at that time.
But it's still like I still really like that game in the story they tell. Like that's it's showing its age, and it's not really showing it well.
Like BioShock is a game that I think ages incredibly poorly, but still tells one of the greatest stories in video games. Half-Life, the original Half-Life, is a great example of that.
I don't feel like, having just gone back to BioShock, I didn't feel like it aged that poorly.
Really?
Like, even in gameplay, like, it is the difference between 1 and 2, like, being able to have a power and a gun out at the same time versus switching back and forth was kind of like, they don't have the technology to do this yet. But, like, it felt really good and it looked plenty fine.
Yeah, like every time I go back to it, I think the gunplay is.
No, I hated it.
Yeah. It's
Maybe
just
it
how
was-
games
maybe
were.
that
It's
was
just how
always
games
bad?
were. Yeah, like games were kind of bad in that way, where nothing had any impact, and just like Rage, the gunplay in Rage is so fucking bad. But that's kind of how they were.
I feel like I should have good answers for what is something that you like revisited or played
Yeah,
for
I
the
don't
first.
have.
Hey,
I can't-
Metal Gear Solid 1.
It's very hard.
That is
It's
not
very
fun to
fucking
play.
Hard. No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
you got to be a big fan of Metal Gear to get through Metal Gear
Yeah,
1.
Yeah.
I guess that's a good point.
Really tough. I don't know. I can think of a lot that I think the original Halo holds up super well.
Yep.
I go back to that probably once a year and like fucking hey, this is still Halo. What about you, Kev? How's Final Fantasy VI treating you?
It's as great as it's always been.
Yeah, that game.
You're
totally
playing a
holds
very
up, like,
bad version of the game.
No,
Yeah.
the sprites in it and
God
everything is
damn
like,
it,
kind of
like-
messing with me.
You're playing the iOS port reported to the PC,
Yeah,
which is
and the
super
fact
fucked.
that I mean we're renaming all the characters after fans of the show. So one of the characters, Celis, who is my favorite character in the game, the first scene where you meet her in the OG version of the game, she's captured and like gets the living shit kicked out of her by the guards who are capturing her. That's all edited out in this version because
What?
you're
For real?
you're not allowed to hit ladies even if they're digital ladies.
How did that go down?
They just kind of walked up to her and they're like, haha, you're the prisoner, and then walked away.
Yeah.
I don't want to tip my hand too much, but
Just
I'm
belittle her.
hitting digital ladies on the regs in some of my video games.
It's a Ready Player One
yeah.
world.
Twisted Metal is a fantastic answer.
Yeah.
Twisted Metal is so fucking terrible to play.
Yeah.
Sure.
Twisted Metal 1 and 2 are like almost impossible to go back to, but man, do I remember just like being so in love with Twisted Metal 2 specifically.
GoldenEye.
That's a yep.
Yeah.
GoldenEye is still good.
No, I don't know.
yeah.
I don't.
think
I
so.
honestly don't know how I ever played it.
Or any James Bond campaign from those video games.
The one with the on GameCube with the train maybe is and the car.
Are you
is
saying it's
probably-
maybe still
it's
really good?
Maybe still. It was as good as it was when it came out.
Yeah, you should play one.
I think it's a Rogue Agent or whatever. Rogue Double something.
As a man who just watched his roommate stream some Toy Story 2.
Yeah.
I don't think that looks like it holds up so well.
No.
Is that on the Talking
Shit,
Red
I
list?
just-
No, that's on
It's
Heel
on,
Bears.
it's on Warren's channel, yeah. Not Heel Bears anymore.
No?
I'm not plugging it here. He's not paying me to plug it.
You guys ever play Buster Bust Loose, the Looney Tunes game on SNES.
Yes.
Yeah.
That game still holds up.
That wasn't even Looney Tunes, wasn't that like
It was
Tiny Toons?
yeah.
Buster.
That's what it was, yeah. You guys should play that. You should stream that.
Warren's channel is Ecstasy of Gold 92.
You want me to
and
watch you play a
I'm just
video
going to
game?
say it because he's watching me in the chat right now.
He's playing the Donkey Kongs right now
Yeah.
to continue plugging.
Yeah. Kev, any games don't hold up?
I don't really
Any of the Mega Mens?
play games multiple times unless they're like
World of Warcraft.
the tentpole games that I like built my life around kind of thing. Like I don't go back to games. It's not what I do.
Donkey Kong 64 doesn't hold up so good.
No.
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 And I
Neither,
love
neither
that game.
do.
It doesn't?
No.
Neither do Banjo-Kazooie Banjo-Kazooie is particularly... It is not that bad. Banjo-Tooie is fucking terrible.
Put that one. The camera controls on Donkey Kong 64 are insufferable.
Are there camera controls? I
Yeah.
thought it was just a side-scrolling game.
No, it's
64?
3D.
No, it's like, yeah, it's...
Oh, I'm
3D.
thinking Donkey Kong Country.
You think
Those
it's a
those look
DK rap.
those look pretty okay.
Yeah.
Warren's playing those, and I had another one. Because you said it, Mega Man. I play through those Mega Man games every couple years at the least frequent, and they all still hold up.
Oh yeah, Mega Man holds up great.
Yeah,
Those games were tight.
yeah,
I would say the older ones hold up better
Yeah.
than the newer ones.
totally. Yeah,
Like anything from X and previous, I think are way better than any of the new stuff they've ever come up with.
The question, though, you guys, are games that we thought were good in the past.
That did not...
that did
Are
not
not
hold up. Yeah,
so good.
or vice versa, games now that we think won't hold up.
Yeah,
Donkey Kong Country is one of those, or Donkey Kong 64, where I played through it and I was like, oh, I really like this game, and it's not so good now.
Yeah.
You know what game I bet you will not hold up? Talking Reckless 2017 Game of the Year, Cuphead.
Oh,
Bet you
no
that
way.
game
That
doesn't
game's
hold
tight.
up at all.
That game seems timeless to me.
It is.
Unless
It's
we
a timeless game.
Unless we go back to that style of animation and then again get away from it at some point in the far-flung future.
And then, just for that brief window where we've got away from it for the second time, and you're like, oh, they're
These are
still
so
making these.
overdone.
No, I think graphically, I think that'll always look
Yeah.
great.
I think except for the exceptional ones that make the game of the year list, most of the games we have now, we will not give a shit about in 20 years. Everything is not everything, but most things are at this weird we're at this quality plateau where everything's pretty good right now. Most big games are pretty good.
Yeah.
And that's just through today's lens. It's gonna be like Rage. In 10 years, we're like, these are mediocre. What were we doing?
Doki Doki.
Do
I
not
was gonna
that.
say the same
Timeless-
thing. I was gonna say the
timeless
same
classic.
thing.
No,
How do you think the Souls games will hold up?
I think they're weird and unique enough that they'll always be their own weird thing. Like you can go back to Demon's Souls today, and it is exactly as weird and archaic as it was back then.
Speaking of Demon Souls, that's the only one you haven't played. Is that correct?
That's correct. And
with a hole in your stream that's going to be coming out after Bloodborne is done.
unless it comes to PC, I won't.
Oh,
I won't
okay.
I won't be playing.
Yeah,
it.
Because
that's
that was
PlayStation joint.
that was PS2,
PS3,
PS3.
those early.
Are they
early
remastering Bloodborne?
We don't know. They remastered Dark Souls, which just came out.
Dark Souls, that's what I
Yeah.
was thinking of.
Which-
Sorry, that's what I even meant when I
No,
opened my mouth.
They did
Yeah.
remaster Dark Souls. I don't think anyone needs to buy that version because you can buy the original Prepare to Die edition and then patch it to run at 60 frames per second, and it's half the cost. And also, the hacking is apparently fucking ruining the game in that new Dark Souls.
Great.
Which, yeah, great, I guess. But every Call of Duty, I think, will be completely mediocre. Every Battlefield, every Halo, every big franchise now,
Call of
every
Duty
Uncharted.
4?
Yeah,
Call of Duty 4 will always be people will keep going back to Call of Duty 4 forever. I
they
think.
might, but even now, Call of Duty 4 is yeah, that one's pretty good.
A lot of people still playing that.
Modern Warfare 2 is the only one I honestly remember, and Black Ops 1 are the only ones. That
I think I liked Modern Warfare 2 a lot. That was really my jumping in point.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the world remembers Call of Duty 4.
yeah,
more than-
for the multiplayer.
Yeah.
for different reasons
Sure,
than I would.
yeah.
because I'm a story man for that stuff.
The Assassin's Creeds are kind of doing that right now, especially the original,
completely
and
forgettable.
2 and 3.
Yep.
There's so many
Yeah.
of them that
you go back to play those. Like, oh, these kind of suck.
The original's really hard to go back
Yeah.
to.
Even Origins was on my top 10 game of the year list. I think it was like number 10. And I can guarantee you 2 years, 3 years from now, I will never want to go back and play that game.
Yeah, no.
Like, I will want to play... If I'm going to play Assassin's Creed, I will play the most recent one. And if that one sucks, then I won't play an Assassin's Creed game.
Yeah,
I'm not...
right
Yeah.
there with you.
I'm not fixing to go back and play old versions of
Like,
Assassin's Creed.
the only one that I can really think of that I'd want to go back to is, like, Black Flag, but then I'd,
Yeah.
like, have to, like, really be hard up.
That's the only one I beat twice.
Yeah.
Black Flag.
Oh wow, that's even like I love Black Flag, but I'm never gonna touch it again. It's really good game. Fingers like fish hooks, yeah, whatever. I really like Blackbeard.
I like fighting those legendary ships.
Yeah, I never.
I tried that. Those were hard.
Not for me.
Yeah.
They had fucking like walls of 8 rows of
Yeah.
cannons that would come out and
Fuck.
hit you like an A-bomb.
Kingdom Hearts, timeless classic. What do you think?
Oh, going back to that first one.
I would like to
this
go back.
game's
I would
going
like to go
good.
back and see how those hold up.
Did we ever find out if you can play them on PS4?
We did.
Can you?
We can. We can get the 1.5 edition.
I wasn't the one who told you that, right? Because I just gave
no,
you.
I
Okay.
said Kingdom Hearts on PS4, and it popped up Kingdom Hearts 1.5 edition available on the PS4 store. And
Have
I
you
believe-
played them recently?
I have beaten both of them. I have not beaten them since they came out.
Yeah, I don't think. I remember, like,
I'm
wanting to
gonna
go
find
back and trying it out. I'm like,
Might
no,
revisit
it's
those in the
terrible.
semi-near future. See if they hold up.
Mm-hmm.
The Kingdom Hearts.
We might
What are you gonna call it? This is the most important thing about any of these streams. What's the name gonna be?
kickstart my heart.
Oh, it's done. Wow! Wow!
There you go.
That took 4
That
seconds.
takes 4 seconds.
Did that was just that right off
That
the
was
top?
right off the top of my
That's
head.
good.
Wow.
Songs with heart.
Yep, the name we need. Podcast, talkingrocks.com is email address. You can write those in or drop them on the subreddit r/talkingreckless. What do I got to tell you about coming up? Couple streams. June the 9th. Mark your calendars. Get your calendars out. Take out your stationery. You can write down June the 9th, 2018. These times are in Mountain Standard. 11:30 a.m. We are going to get together and we're going to watch the EA E3 press conference.
Sorry, what's the date on that?
That is June the
Would
9th.
it be too much
June the 9th at 11:30 a.m.
for me to ask you guys to actually type out what's going on?
Yes. You can watch, or maybe you can convince one of our dedicated
I'm
community
gonna try
members
to.
to try and run you a subtitled version of it.
Yeah, I'm
but
gonna try to.
June the 9th. I will not be there.
okay, there's a whole. That's the
You
first
just
one.
keep going. I'm going to tell you which ones I'm going to be at.
I only put the first one, but June the 10th, the 11th, the 12th, the 13th are all E3 streams. We're gonna be watching them together. It's gonna be a blast.
Can you
Where
guys
you watching
subtitle those for me, please?
You're watching them here?
No one's gonna do that.
I'm not sure yet. If
I
you
think
want to
somebody will
be
do
in,
that.
then yeah,
11 and 12, I could probably be there.
we'll figure something out if you want to be there for some of those.
I want to be there for the PlayStation one. I feel like that's one
Wait,
of the later ones.
June 9th.
Sony, yeah. They're all listen. If you want the schedule, you can have to talk the twitch.tv/talkingreckless podcast /events, or just go to the events page, or in the chat type !events, and that will all get you to the full schedule of the C3 shit.
When's the PlayStation and the Xbox ones?
Oliver, head to twitch.tv/talkingreckless
that's what you just
podcast
said.
and fucking type events. And they're all on there. And also on Saturdays,
Hang on. Where can I find?
slash events, !events in chat. And then on Saturdays, starting this Saturday, what's that, 6 days from when this goes up? We're doing game night with the subs on the stream. So if you're a subscriber to our Twitch and you want to play some video games, we're doing it. Saturdays are no longer for the boys. Saturdays are for the subs. So I think we're playing League of Legends. Perhaps you've heard of it. It's a free-to-play
I'm
game.
not going to play that.
And we're also playing Fortnite this week. So if either of those tickle your fancy and you want to come play some games, you want to come play some League ARAMs, all random, all middles, or you want to lose at Fortnite, come on over. And we're going to be
I've always
doing
wondered what that
we're going to be
means.
doing different games each Saturday.
I understood half of that, and I
Every-
will play the half of that I understood.
Every Saturday
Is
to
that
the
all
end of
in all?
time.
That was Fortnite. Losing Fortnite. The sentence I can grasp.
Yeah, and if you don't like League of Legends or Fortnite,
Take a hike.
Don't show up. I guess I don't know. No, we're different games every week. So I want to hit a good spread. I want everybody to be involved if they want, So we'll kind of hit all over the place. even the games I don't like will probably still end up, like Overwatch.
You can lose at a game you like just as well as you. I'll play Overwatch. I'll Brigitte the shit out. Get behind my shield, my little SWAT, my riot shield.
Yeah, people seem to like Overwatch. I don't really like Overwatch all that much, but
You just got to find that character. I didn't like Overwatch for a long time either.
I'm a Symmetra
After
player.
it was my game of the
I'm a
year.
Symmetra player through and through.
Do it.
I like making turrets. Does she still make turrets? She does.
Yeah,
probably.
she makes
Okay,
little turrets.
okay, that's
She
fun.
makes portals. It's one of the most
Shields.
useful ultimate in the game.
Yeah, it's not even an ultimate anymore, is it? I thought they.
Yeah, no, it is, but you can switch it now. You can choose if you want to make a portal, or you can make a shield generator that generates shields for all your teammates who are around the area. You gotta hide them
That
in corners
seems
and
way
shit.
better.
It depends on the situation.
Yeah, versatility, very powerful.
It takes like a minute and a half to get from your spawn point to where the action is sometimes, and if that portal's right there, then you just jump back in.
And if you're into wrestling, listen to our brother show, the Sat Pod.
If you're not into wrestling, get into wrestling.
Get into the.
It's never been more mediocre.
That's very true.
Is anything good happening right now? Quick wrestling roundup.
Daniel Bryan's back, which is just
Full-time?
energizing. Yep, full time. Well, he seems to be wrestling every week. So, and Rusev Day may be upon us. He is in the Money in the Bank match.
Oh,
And beat Daniel Bryan to get there, which everyone thought Daniel Bryan was probably going to go a long time without losing. So
love me a good Rusev Day celebration.
that's right.
Yeah.
Happy Rusev Day to us all.
Oh, happy Rusev Day. That's going to do it for the show. You can, I think that's all. I said everything. You can stop listening to the podcast right now if you want, or wait 30 more seconds while I thank everyone and we play the outro music. Oliver,
Yes,
as
Matt?
promised, thank you for joining
You're
us.
welcome. Thank you for having
Yes,
me.
like a very serious thanks to you guys because we sort of made this thing happen last minute and everyone fucked up their schedules.
No,
Except for Brando.
You put Sunday night as the only time I can do a show this week.
Yes, Brando, thank you for being here as promised.
Yes.
Kevin, Champ, thanks for making her happen.
I've already stopped listening.
All right. Thank you, listener, for joining us at home. We're going to see you here in 7 days' time. It'll be the 228th episode of the Talking Reckless podcast. We'll see you then.
So, is this your allotted stream for Sunday?
No.
Is podcast day your allotted stream time?
Well, I
No, he was
streamed
streaming today.
2.5 hours of Bloodborne, and I'm going to
did
go
you?
home and edit and post this podcast. And for anybody still listening, Warren and I are going to play some State of Decay tonight.
You better hurry up because I want to watch some of that.
Thanks
but
for the
I'm
invite.
Tired.
I gotta get the podcast up first, you know.
Fuck, what do you figure? Like an
Oh,
hour?
really? I'm gonna be right there.
Yeah,
2
maybe.
hours?
No, not 2 hours. Not an hour.
Guess I'm just reading comic books
half an
tonight.
hour, 45 minutes. Why don't you come play State of Decay with us?
Oh, I'd love to.
Yeah, well, we're going to be playing State of Decay in, I don't know, like an hour, hour and a half. So if you're still listening live on Twitch and want to stay up all night, it's a long weekend in the UK and America.
Yeah.
Come hang out with us.
This is my Friday night right now.
Yeah.
All right, Sundays. Are
Every
fun.
night's my Friday night, brother.
Fuck you.
Woo! Just quit your job. Just quit your job.
Great job.
Just
you know
quit
what
your
you should do? You should stream because literally everyone I know is doing that right now.
Yeah?
That
Yep.
can't be true.
Yep.
I wouldn't
All
be
two
able
of
to
ya.
do it, though. I wouldn't be able to do it
Warren's
because
not giving up. Warren's
all
not
my
giving up.
fans are
Stream.
subbed to Eads' channel. So
Yeah.
what am I going to do? I'll be like,
Yeah.
all right, so...
And you guys better not betray me for Warren. That guy's a hack.
Just jump in the chat and
Fuck you, Warren.
Just
Stop
jump-
stealing my views.
Just start your own. Jump in the chat and be like, "Hey, everybody, follow me."
Yeah,
you
exactly,
gotta
right?
do this
That's
over
what
here.
Warren does.
I mean, who do they want to watch? They want to watch some hack who hasn't had the belt in months?
Do they want to watch the longest reigning undisputed champion of all time, or someone who had to win it twice and still hasn't beat my record?
I am going to start a stream that is only audio. That is me reading the comic books that I'm reading
Nice.
out loud,
Yeah.
and then
Fuck yes.
describing the
That.
pictures.
I bet you that would fucking go over so well.
Kinda into that.
He
Like,
would love that
a little
shit.
bit of the odd Foley, couple sound effects
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah.
Spider-Man's
Fucking
arm
It
is
only works-
incredibly long.
have
it-
the shoes on my hands, and, stomping the.
Fuck that. No, sit in one of those old timey big giant chairs in front of a green screen with the fireplace and the
Oh,
big
yeah.
picture of
And,
yourself
the
on it.
pipe
That's a good.
and,
That's
yeah.
a good premise.
a
And
little
then-
sleeping dog on the ground.
Yes, we are going to be reading
Yeah.
Deadpool episode or issue 4 today.
That's right. Twirl my mustache.
really high mics, lots of like almost ASMR, lots of mouth sound,
Yeah.
crackling the fire in the
Yeah,
background.
yeah, exactly.
I'm
Spider-Man shot his web.
unironically into this. Take that, you braggart!
we just wrote a $1 million show idea right now.
That's
Yeah.
right.
And
Patent
we're
pending.
not going to do it.
Patent
so anybody in stream, steal that idea, give us royalties.
Comic relief.
Yeah, that's
So
what
there it is. I know. what it
Holy,
is.
you are
I want to start playing through like my favorite games of all time, like we did Metal Gear
Yeah.
and the Bloodborne and all that. And I'm gonna call the series "The Man Who Stares at Goats," capital
Okay.
Goats.
What's that from? Is that
There's
from
a movie called
Yeah,
"The Man Who
right,
Man Who
right,
Stares at
yeah, yeah.
Goats." Yeah, I'm gonna call them "The Man Who Stares at
George
Goats."
Clooney, Ewan McGregor.
And I'm very excited to announce. I think the next game we're gonna play is Portal 2.
Oh shit!
Yes, one of my
That's
favorite games
exciting.
of all time.
It's nice when you can drop a little post-show announcement.
Yeah, hey, we're gonna be playing Portal
Yeah.
2. I think once we finish Bloodborne, if we ever finish Bloodborne, we're never gonna finish Bloodborne.
I've played about 3 minutes of Portal 2.
Oh, it's so
That's a
good.
very good game,
It's
Kev.
so fucking
Did it not-
good.
That's got a good 3 minutes in it.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
gotta Nothing wrong with those 3
You
minutes,
didn't
baby
even
stuff.
meet Wheatley. Wheatley didn't even do the press space to talk thing.
no, I think he did.
Did he?
Yeah.
He's like, no, see, that's jumping. What you're doing there is jump. Could be Spanish. Could be Spanish. That whole intro.
Yeah, no,
That whole game is so well
I
written.
saw the intro, and then I don't know why it happened, but I think I like jumped into it and then had something to do. So I played it for like literally 5 minutes, and then for whatever reason I just never turned it on
It
again.
is a.
Isn't there a
Masterpiece.
multiplayer Portal 2?
There is, but
Yes.
it's a totally separate campaign. Totally separate.
That is also very good.
it is very good in its own right. Yeah, totally.
Although it can kind of make you hate the person you're playing it with
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, especially if you've done it before and know the solution, and you're just like, "Oh my god, please!" I'm pressing the button that marks where you need to put the portal. Just fucking do it! I don't play nice with others, so we'll probably just play the single player. But it's so good.
That is a very good game, yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
well written. It might be one of the best written games of all time. One of the boats, if you will.
Boats.
Yeah. The Man Who Stares at Goats. Greatest of all times.
Bioshock, obviously.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Clearly, the name needs work.
No, that's a good
did
one.
not seem to hit here.
No,
very
it didn't.
well.
It didn't.
No, I mean,
I thought.
I got it. I just think it's kind of lame to just. It's basically like just a straight rip off of the movie. And
Yeah, that's why it.
No.
That's why it fucking.
As Kickstart My Heart's a Molly Crew
that's why
song
it-
too.
Yeah. Oh, what? What?
Whoa, hold on.
As if I were gonna come clean here.
All right, we better axe this off before we admit too much on this show.
The intro music will be "Kickstart My Heart" played backwards, so that we don't get
Oh,
If you do your own rendition of it, you can also get away with that.
yeah.
What if I just played motorbike sounds throughout the
Just
whole
no,
thing?
like just like the slow, sad acoustic cover, like every movie ever. The slow, sad acoustic cover of
Yeah.
Kickstart My Heart.
You can do that. I bet you those games are going to hold
Whoa.
up, but I think
Yeah.
I think it will be
Kickstart
better.
my heart.
I think it will be a better feature if those games don't hold up well.
Sure. I've never played those games, so
Yeah.
when are you guys gonna capture? Are you getting the capture card tonight?
Yeah, we got to think about it. That is the last barrier to entry. So I was just going to play it on my PlayStation.
Yeah, you can, but it's a
It
shitty.
doesn't sound good.
Yeah, doesn't sound good. Doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Did you guys catch that? When Ede said how shitty it was, he just gave Oliver this little side-eyed glance.
Oh,
Listen, there's
What are
maybe
you getting from me?
there's
The
maybe
shade was just thrown across the room.
As the biggest Metal Gear fan in the world.
I'm gonna turn this thing off. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. We'll see you in about an hour's time for some State of Decay 2.
Sweet.
Bye, you guys.